Okay, guys, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening. Well, technically, I'm going to be your friendly Game Master, because today we found ourselves, at the time of recording, we were down a bunch of players, at least at the start, and we were going to have a few people who were going to be trickling in throughout the session. That made it difficult to carry on with our AD&D 2nd Edition game. So what we're going to be doing tonight is returning to one of my white whales for a special one-shot here. The game tonight is going to be Paizo's Pathfinder 1st Edition. Look at that smile on John's face. This also happens to be John's favorite role-playing game, and this is a belated birthday present for John as well. And we're playing in, we're actually returning to some characters that we did first meet about a year and 8 months ago in our first aborted attempt to run the Iron Gods Adventure Path. If you're not familiar with the Iron Gods Adventure Path, the campaign, or that adventure path takes place in the setting Numeria, the land of fallen stars. And it's basically a very, very cool mashup of like science fantasy ideas with some post-apocalyptic stuff, with, you know, some traditional fantasy tropes. So it is my all-time favorite adventure path, and my view on it is very much a mix of kind of traditional D&D tropes mashed up with like Thundar the Barbarian and such. So tonight we have both of our players tonight, both the stars of the one shot, are going to be, returning to characters that they had played previously. So it's not so much that introducing these guys to these characters, so much as returning to them. So first up, I've got Arlen. Arlen, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Vortimer, who is an android slayer, as in he is a slayer who is an android, not someone who slays androids. Although I suppose if you made him mad, he probably could slay some androids too.
Yeah. And John, who are you playing tonight?
Hey everyone, I'm John, and I am returning to the very first character I created on Kevin's channel on my first appearance, Hajo-Thecados.
Nice.
He is a level 2 Skald, who is a variant multi-class bard, which is an odd combination, but it works for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool. The one of the things that I really like a great deal about Pathfinder is that it, while it's the initial releases for it were very much kind of traditional fantasy, it definitely went off in its own direction. It has a lot of classes that are so unique. Like both these characters, character classes or characters we got tonight, both come from classes that came from the Advanced Player's Guide. The Advanced Class Guide.
They're hybrid classes.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. So Vortimer's playing a class that's kind of half Ranger, half Rogue, and Kairos is playing one that's kind of half Barbarian, half Bard. So
with a half Bard slapped onto it. So yeah.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. So then, guys, what we're going to be starting with then is where we last left our heroes. Let's take a look at the map of Numeria so we know where we're talking. I'm going to grab your... Oh, did I give sight to your token? I updated your tokens to the way that we have been doing them the last little while. It's funny to go back to one of these old things, old games, because we don't, or we didn't at least, use a lot of stuff. Yes, good, okay. I want to make sure I didn't grab the name there. There's a lot of things we do differently nowadays. So guys, let's talk about very quickly where we are. So, this is a map of Numeria. And again, like Numeria is very, very much the a science fantasy style post-apocalyptic type setting. The setting is it has lots and lots of what are called not lost tech. It's Numerian tech, I guess, and or sky tech. And the land is basically the most populous races are the human tribes, the Kelid tribesmen, which are like a kind of barbarian-esque, raven-haired barbarians who are trying to, use muscle and might to dominate sorcery and science. And the second most is orcs. So having a mix of both orcs and, unsurprisingly, there is an awful lot of half-orcs that populate the region more so than most other places in Golarion, except for, maybe whatever it's called, the orc stronghold area.
Belkson.
Yeah, Belkson, yeah. But
that way.
Yeah, where our session, you guys were, what we saw in that illustration to start with was your hometown of Torch. And at the time of this story, Torch is still blazing. Torch gets its name from the vibrant blue jet of energy that shoots up towards the heavens 24/7, every day. And Torch has has its fortune, and it exists because the sky metal that you can find lying, scattered around Numeria from when the day of falling stars occurred, it can actually be worked. The vibrant violet flame that's there, you can actually get the metal hot enough so you can actually work it. So it's a very popular place for smiths and so forth to go who have and it's also a popular place to bring scrap. Where our heroes, though, find themselves is in a city that has, I think, my favorite fantasy city name of any fantasy city name I've ever heard. It's Hajo-Thecados. And I love it because it sounds like it should be said with a Texan accent. I'm going on down to Hajo-Thecados. And this is the map of Hajo-Thecados, guys. Hajo-Thecados has a couple of things that distinguish it from other parts of Numeria. One of them, let me make sure I actually brought you over here. I did, good. One of the things is that it is far enough away from, there are two main kind of main organizations that sort of have power in Numeria. One of those is the Technic League, which is this organization of very dangerous, selfish wizards who also fuse their arcane studies with the sky metal and the artifacts that fell during the Reign of Falling, or the Day of Falling Stars. This is the wizard using a ray gun kind of stuff. Wizard having cybernetic implants and stuff like that. They are very, very scary, and they're very dangerous, and they also make ample use of those ancient artifacts, including their armsmen, which are these giant kind of like fantasy robots. The added problem with them is that they are allied with the Black Sovereign, who is the ruler of the Kelid tribes, and he rules from Starmount, from the capital. Hajo-Thecados, though, is far enough away that there are some strange races that are only really found here. Really, really bizarre, whether they're mutations or whether they're a race that came from that ancient cataclysmic event when some massive things came smashing down and burned, scouring rent across the land of Numeria. But you find weird creatures here as well too, and it's also where most other parts of northern Golarion will actually come and trade. Ustalav comes here to trade. The River Kingdoms all come here to trade, and on top of that, there's one other reason why people come here. That is the Syntheriad. You can see Syntheriad is listed at number 2 there. The Syntheriad is one of the most exciting gladiatorial arenas anywhere in Golarion. There are bigger pits, there are deeper rosters of gladiators, but nowhere will you find the bizarre and unique gladiators like the four-armed Kasathans, like the strange mutated orcs, like the weird android warriors fighting seemingly dispassionately in spite of the roars of the crowd. The Syntheriad is where you get the most unique fights of anywhere. And because it is so far south in Numeria, it's also outside the direct attention of the Technic League, which means that trade in more and trade and active conversation and exploration of some of the Numerian tech is a lot more welcome. It's also the only place you can find a Pathfinder lodge anywhere. It's also the only place you can find a warehouse for another Golarion-wide organization known as the Aspis Consortium. The Aspis Consortium is a mercantile concern that is active all the way across Golarion, all of the continent, but it certainly it trades primarily in really, really exotic goods. And it's outside of this Aspis Consortium warehouse is where we find our heroes. So why don't we start with, guys, so you guys are walking out. What's happened is that you guys have, using a relatively small boat, you guys have just run a cargo down here from Torch. Someone has, there's always people who have worked the, I don't think neither of you guys have a profession like boat, men or anything like that.
No.
So fortunately,
Numeria is kind of landlocked.
Well, it is and it isn't. It doesn't have oceans, but the way of getting around is really through the rivers, because the overland travel is so dangerous. That unless you are like the paladins or crusaders of Yomadai and have access to griffin mounts, then you're probably going to be taking those rivers because that's usually the safest way to go.
I have swim, so if I go overboard, I might have a chance.
That's good.
As do I. Kairos is actually a blacksmith, so.
Oh, okay, cool. So you probably it's probably you brought down a bunch of people's stuff, and there's a bunch of different traders that you can deal with, a bunch of different merchants that are here too. But the Aspis Consortium has particularly been taking an interest in sky metal. So you guys have come down and sold the your goods. A couple of things that have happened on the way down that seem to affect sort of the atmosphere here. As I said, there are a bunch of different Kelid tribes that are active in the area. There's some that are on land, some that are mounted, some that live with this Black Sovereign up north, and there's another tribe called the Bloodgars. And the Bloodgars are on the Selin River, on the two different rivers, the Seven Tears River and the Selin River that run through Numeria. And then the Selin River runs north up towards where the World Wound is, and I can't remember the name. Andoran, I think, is one of the other countries up north. Not Andoran, what's it called? Aldor. And to the south is the River Kingdoms, where there's tons of trade and tons of people, tons of kingdoms that you're free to try and win your fortunes in. However, the Bloodgars kind of dominate the region in Numeria, and they're sort of a constant concern, but usually, especially around Hajo-Thecados, they haven't been a huge problem. Normally the Seven Tears River, at best, they might extort you for a little bit of money, but for some reason, the Bloodgars have been particularly bloodthirsty this year. And even before you guys made your trip down here, what you've heard is that they've been shaking down the different communities. The trip down from Torch down to Hajo-Thecados takes about 5 days, 6 days, depending on how long. It's about 100 miles, give or take, to be able to navigate the full river down to here. And what you generally stay with is there's small communities, usually about a day away from each other, that will let you, berth the boats, and then you can stay indoors. Not all of them have like proper docks or anything like that, but there are places that you stay, and in some cases you just, you keep the boat on, offshore, or you anchor it, and then you go in and get whatever you need, and then go back and spend the night in the boat. The news that you've seen is at least two of the communities that you have, that you normally pass, have been attacked. And it seems as if once you got to Hajo-Thecados, it seems like the Bloodgars have been making their way northward, because you've heard of much more horrific attacks, like sole survivors of boat caravans that have made their way, trains of boats, I guess, that have made their way into Hajo-Thecados that have been attacked by the Bloodgars. So now let's get some dice rolling here. Why don't let's see how chatty you guys have been. And I think it's...
If I remember Vortimer correctly, he's usually not as chatty and always says the wrong thing.
Yes. He's not super charming. So I think it's... Diplomacy is what we use for gather information, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, okay. So why don't you give us both of you guys can give me a diplomacy check. I'm not... if you do poorly, that's fine. We'll just... we'll see what stuff you pick up. 18 from Kairos, okay, not bad. And 13 from Vortimer, okay. So Vortimer, that's about, from overhearing at one of the taverns, that you guys have been frequenting, or even people like, at a betting shop. I'm not sure whether you guys, your characters lean in that direction. Sorry?
What I remember, we at least Kyrus constantly bet on things happening.
Oh yeah, so I mean, like, unsurprisingly, there is an active betting side, kind of hustle going on next to, near the Syntheriad.
Yeah.
Do you guys think you would have taken in a game or a couple of the games at the Syntheriad before you headed out?
Kyrus definitely would. He loves to get into inns, hear stories, and he's actually a Kelid or descended from the Kelids. So he's always interested in hearing the news.
Yeah. Oh, great. So then it's probably in the crowd that you've heard as well too. Going down to the betting, and I'm picturing it as sort of like imagine a combination of kind of like a wrestling event and like off-track betting. So you're kind of constantly going back and forth, and then you're grabbing drinks and whatnot in between. There's pubs and such that are around there that are fueled specifically by this. What you've heard, Kyrus, as well, is that the popular opinion is that the ruler of Hajo-Thecados is a woman named Lady Altuna. And Lady Altuna seemed to have some kind of deal with the Bloodgars before, because they never caused problems in here, and they freely walked the streets as well. And they were troublemakers, wherever they go, they tend to be kind of assholes. So especially if they're visiting other areas, or like the lands of other tribes. But lately, there's been no sign of the Bloodgars in Hajo-Thecados, and they have been distinctly aggressive. And the weird thing is it must mean that they are slipping by. If they're able to make their way up to the Seven Tears River, they're slipping past the bridges that lead over Hajo-Thecados then. And the kind of boats they use are fast, they can be silent, like they're raiders, basically. Think of like river-oriented like Viking ships, long ships. That's kind of what I'm picturing their ships, whereas you guys are operating not something quite as big as like a full proper river ship, but like something that's about twice the size of like a rowboat. So big enough so you guys couldn't comfortably. It's a what do you call it? It's a cargo ship. Not something you would be able to like get yourself out of the weather or whatnot. It's intended to be a couple of days travel, a couple of days back, and that's it. Is there anything else you guys think you'd be getting up to in Hajo-Thecados before heading back on the river, or anything you want to ask around about?
Well, I don't know if anybody's watching is aware of Kyrus's old injury. He actually damaged his left eye in a incident regarding a malfunctioning robot a long time ago. So he's always on the lookout for a cheap cybernetic eye to pop in there.
Oh, sure.
I don't think he has enough money for it, but he's always looking out for one.
Well, this would definitely be the place to do that. Why don't you give me a I think that's going to be diplomacy as well too. How do you think you're asking around? Do you think you're trying to just ask around for it, or you think you're...
Oh, I'm pretty sure I need to go to the darker and shadier places that, quite frankly, smuggle stolen goods or whatnot in order for him to find something cheap enough to buy.
It's a lot. That's actually a lot easier to find in Hajo-Thecados than it is, say, in some of the cities to the north in Numeria, just because of how it is. Why don't you give us a knowledge local check?
Knowledge local, I could do that. Probably going to horribly mess it up, but yeah.
But isn't that the best thing that ever... Yes, nat one!
Yeah, I'm not from here, y'all.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
I'd probably walk up to the town guard and like, hey, you know where I can buy an illegal eye for cheap?
So let's talk about the house rule. The first house rule we're using today. We talked about this before we went live, and like a lot of our other games too, we're going to use Astonishing Fortune in this. So you guys do have 4 points of Astonishing Fortune in your thing. I'm going to treat a nat 1 as a crit fail. So if you would like to spend a point of Astonishing Fortune, that's cool. If not, then...
I'm just happy to see where this goes.
Okay. All right, so I think that you... let's see. What I wanted to check is to see what the cost... I grabbed my copy of the technology guide. I want to see just how much a cybernetic eye actually costs.
They cost $4,000 for a pair. You can get one for half off, but you need both to actually get a benefit from them, other than seeing.
Nice.
So there's a reason he's looking for.
Yeah. Well, 2,000 gold. Yeah.
For an eye. Yeah.
How much gold do you have right now?
I don't think I have that much. That's why he's always asking down. But he has 13 gold pieces and 9 silver pieces on him.
13. So. There's an old Kids in the Hall sketch about a guy trying to buy a stereo for $1. Where he's like, no, this stereo is $500. I can give you $1. He's like, no, I can't give it to you for $1. I can't go less than $400. $400. Okay. How about $1?
This is why adventuring in Torch was such a big idea. But,
yeah. All right. So you, I think that. Let's see here. Arlen, you tell me. Do you think he finds it? And that's what leads to the consequence, or do you think that it's him looking for it is what's going to lead to this consequence?
I don't think he actually finds something. I think it's bad enough that it's just the looking for it that leads to the consequence.
Yeah.
Maybe I find a glass eye somebody's trying to pawn off as a cybernetic eye.
Sure, yeah.
Overcharge me.
Well, so what the guy that you're talking to, or the person you're talking to, asks about, whether you have any other, do you have any other, have you had that done to you before? Have you had Numerian tech put into you?
No.
So you don't know what to experience. Well, how are you planning on getting it in there too? Do you have someone who can do the work for that?
Well, I was just trying to locate one. Beyond that, I wasn't thinking about it.
No, and the guy you're talking to, he points at your eye patch on. He's like, but you want it for you though, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
You don't have 6 one-eyed kids at home that I don't know about?
Nope.
All right. Well, then. Okay.
This is great.
So what this guy tells you is, oh yeah, don't worry, I got something that I think it would fit, it would fit the bill perfectly. It's in the back here. Come on, and give me a sec here. Do we have any tactical maps set up yet? I don't think so.
This is gonna be great if we get jumped immediately.
Okay.
They're gonna be sad. I don't have any loot.
Oh, what am I doing here? Oh, wrong thing. That's why. Oh, what do we got here? And it's worth noting that I loaded everything from every picture from the Numerian, the Numerian guide, and from Fires of Creation. I loaded at some point in here. Good golly. I was ready to run this game. What can I say?
I'm ready to go through it again.
Okay, here. So, Vortimir, what's going on with you as he's negotiating all this stuff? What are you thinking?
So Vortimir has 2 modes. He's got kind of calm and way too intense. That's off-putting. So right now he's in calm mode, and he's just hanging out. He likes to, in his free time, remember he scrimshaws animal bone and stuff like that. So he's got his knife out and he's working away, and he's kind of wondering. I mean, he's partly wondering why Kairos didn't ask him where we might go to find an eye, because he might know something.
Yeah.
Kairos, who knows with these fleshies.
Well, he knows. I mean, Kairos, I with him knowing a little bit about everything, maybe he's just feeling too much. I'm getting the sense this is the first time you've been to Hajo-Thecados.
Probably on a work-related thing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see here.
Yeah, Kairos is, I think he's old enough to have been places, but...
Yeah. Hold on. Where's the slum block? There we go. I'm glad you guys got into trouble already. That's makes my job easier.
Don't have to roll randomly and interject it. It's like, ooh, let's jump this guy. He's stupid.
So what these guys are, and I don't think this isn't someone with the Aspis Consortium. This is just some local merchant. Okay, and Pathfinder compatible. Yep. There we go. All right. So Oop, what did I do? What did I do here? What did I do? Layer. Here we go.
And Vortimus is he strength based or dex based for his attacks?
Vortimer is very dex based.
Gotcha. So then you're using a gun, right, or is it something else?
I've just got a bow right now.
Okay.
Okay. So then, what? Checking the size of something here. Great. So these guys are like, no problem, no problem. You know, we got a whole box of these things. You get what color you want? Blue? You want green? You want brown? You want something a little more like? And he points at Vortimer, like that weird blue. Huh? We can fit you up with almost anything here.
Guy seems to be a little shady. The Kairos has not heard of anybody stockpiling cybernetic eyes before.
Yeah, you think. Well, that net one tells me you think this guy's got the goods. So.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to sense motive on him, but I think Kairos is just like, ooh, I found the right guy. Totally. Yep. It's where there's always been.
Well, I mean, it's got to have been, a pain in the ass dealing with having that one eye for that long too, right? So.
I mean, he's still got the eye, but it's been damaged, so we can't really use it. So.
Yeah. Okay. So let me. Oh, I'm gonna put you guys down in here, and I'll zoom in a scooch here so we can get this bigger. He tells you that to head down. Let me move you over here. What is your perception, guys? We're going to use the concept of passive perception.
Okay,
what would be your perception plus 10?
15 for Kairos.
15, okay.
21 for me.
Holy shit.
Vortimer, I remember, had a high perception.
Good golly. All right. So what happens is you guys are led down this one of the darker alleys in here, and this guy is bringing you down. He's like, yeah, it's just right up here. And oh shit, hold on, I gotta get the key. Just you guys wait here for a second. I'll be right back. And let me bring you over to the map here. This is where you find yourselves, guys. This has got it's got a back entrance there, and this guy over here is the one who I don't have the dynamic lighting on, do I?
No.
No, great. Okay, perfect. I want to make sure you guys can see. So you're up there, and then Vortimer, you can hear what happens first is the guy gets to sort of the end of the alley here, and then as he's going, he spares a look back and does kind of a weird, like, whistle kind of sound. And you hear this from the end of the alleyway, and you guys look over in time to see something comes around the corner. And what is coming towards you guys, you are not surprised, Vortimer, but let's see here. Where is it? Yes. This thing's about the size of a man, and it looks like this. Coming towards you. So let me put the token on here, the proper layer. There you go.
Just a heads up, that combat reflexes I have, it lets me make attacks of opportunities even if I'm flat-footed, if that helps you.
Oh, great. Yeah, no, that's fine. That does not, you're not attacking anyone, although if Vortimer moves too quickly, you may hit him. Okay. So, oh, don't leave me. All right, guys, let's do this. Let me set up the turn tracker here. I'm going to clear it out, remove all turns, and let's roll some initiative. So, guys, click on your token. Now, surprise. What I'll just do is I'm going to give you a -2 for this first round, Kairos.
Okay, for initiative? Got it.
Yeah, not for initiative, for your actions this round. You roll initiative normally.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you'll still be able to act just...
Oh, Vortimer, damn.
Holy shit, Vortimer. Nat 20, love it. Let me see what these guys do. How this thing does.
Kairos has a long spirit.
Oh, 18. So, I get a 25. I'm right after you. Let me hear, add turn. Okay, descending.
If I turn my aura on, if that helps. Aura, 10 feet.
I want to do...
Boop.
Nice. Can you make it a little thinner or a little less bright?
Yes.
Yeah, just so it's not. It's kind of obnoxious that that big.
Let's go a little darker.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you, John.
That's his reach.
Okay, hold on. Is this what I want here? No. Oh man, I'm making use of. Oh, and for those listening at home, this was a pickup, so forgive me for not having everything set up and ready to go. We are.
I'm just happy to be here.
All right, guys, here we go. We got to transition into some fight music here. So here's our fight music. All right, that seems appropriately. We are going for 80s synth soundtrack today. So this thing kind of rolls. Although this sounds more Mega Man than anything. Vortimer, you are up first. So what would you like to do?
So I'm gonna say to Kairos, I think there may be something wrong. I don't think that thing is carrying cybernetic eyes. And then I'm going to, I'm not going to attack it yet, but I am going to do my study target as a move action on it.
Okay. I got a better, sorry, this was going to drive me nuts, so we're ending Mega Man here. All right, so you're going to study target, you said?
I'm going to study target on the robot. And,
so you take a quick...
I just get my sword out.
Okay. So your move action is to study target your... oh, how does... do you have quick draw?
He has a base attack bonus of 1, so that allows him to draw it as part of a move action.
Okay.
So he could actually...
But it's not... He's not using him... Is it as... Is he using the study target as a move action?
He would have to... Yeah, no, he'd have to spend...
Like, I'm wondering if it means, like, when you're moving, you get to do it.
Yeah, when he's moving, he gets to
Awesome. Okay, but the thing is, he's not moving to study target, though. It's a move action.
So...
You know what? Fuck it. No. What? This is...
Upgrade a standard action, right? And take it as...
Yes.
Yeah, so that'll be my... I'll ready my weapon with my standard action and use my move action to study target.
Awesome.
On any turn that you don't move, you have an option of taking a 5-foot step.
Okay.
So...
I'm just fine right here next to you, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. So you get your sword out and you see this thing coming in. All right. Now the first thing this thing's going to do, you can see it's got those two grasping kind of like things, but underneath there's this little mounted gun of some kind or a wand moving back and forth, and it looks over. I think you're the closest there, Kairos. So and actually, let me adjust your tokens. You got just your name on there so you can see it. Alrighty. And it will, let's see here, it moves a little bit to here, to the center of the alley, and then there's this pulse that comes out. What's your AC?
This is where my trait comes in, Robot Slayer. I'm traveling with an android, which is funny. AC is normally 17, it is 18 against robots.
It's which? 18 against robots?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, geez, it wants your other eye. Clearly, that's what what's going on here.
Don't crit me.
Oh, this blast goes past you and hits the ground, and there's this like discharge of electricity that kind of arcs out. I think that is it for its actions. So then next up is... Oh, I gotta switch to that. Kairos, what are you doing? Oof.
He doesn't... he feels very betrayed.
Yeah.
So he's gonna charge that robot. He doesn't like robots attacking him.
Awesome.
So he's going to charge 10 feet,
okay,
which is the minimum distance for a charge, and attack the robot with a spear.
Right, because you got your big spear. Right,
yes.
Okay. So let's see here. Hold on, I'm just getting stats for criminals here.
Going to be a +2 for a charge for attack in Pathfinder, and he gets a +1 against robots for attacking. So.
Okay.
And and I rolled horribly.
Oh, it's brutal. So
Rolled a
you know what?
3.
Clearly, it's the nerves, right? Like if you lost your eye to the last one, the prospect of this thing, and those grasping claws, those look just the right size to, get you. All right, Vortimer, you're up next.
All right.
Kyrus just went running in there.
I guess I'm gonna go running in too, if that's what Kyrus is doing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run up over to here, next to.
You can move through squares too. You move through ally squares, yeah.
Well, but then it'll attack me instead of him.
Is that kind of what you want to do anyway?
Probably. That's well. He's got. Okay, so yeah, I'll move through Kyrus.
Nice. Yeah.
Form up the line.
And what do you have out? What sword?
I have my longsword.
Longsword, nice. Okay.
So, and I get a +1 to attack and damage from steady target in addition to this.
Awesome. Oh, put the hit points down. I'm going to roll hit points.
Wow.
14. Oh, it's garbage. That is not. You hit the side of this thing, and like there's not even a small bit of a.
I mean, there's a lot of force behind that blow, but
Yeah, that was a big hit. Let's see here. Okay, let me give you a health bar here. Advanced. Go. Bot overlapping. And I think that's it. Yep, you guys can see that bar now, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, so it hits. All right, next thing then is this thing. It is going to try. And that was it for your turn, right, Vortimer?
That was it. Yeah,
did you want Astonishing Fortune that? I should ask before we go on.
Sure, why not? Let's do it. I'll Astonishing Fortune that and swing again.
There we go.
Oh,
There you go. That's definitely good enough. Now, I am quickly checking to see how one thing works.
Is it hardness?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot like damage reduction.
That is brutal. So, don't have it in there. Okay. All right. So you hammer this thing, solid contact, but it's clear this thing's made out of sky metal. The stuff that was so hot that you needed to use the torch in order to burn it. So you sort of like this thing wobbles to the side, but there's no visible effect that you can see on it. And what's it got here? Oh, that's awesome. It's got another neat ability. Okay, so here we go. First, then, on its turn, it's taking a full round action, and it's going to try first to, let's see here. Is it a reach? It says something. What languages do both of you guys speak?
I got Orc, Hallet, and Common, so I doubt I understand it.
Same for me.
Okay. Ooh. Sorry, what were those two languages? Sorry, guys.
There we go. There we go.
Nice, okay. All right, so now it says something in a language that neither of you guys understand, but it seems like you should. It seems familiar to you, Vortimer. And it's through this kind of like broken cab speaker kind of quality to it as well, too. And then the first one lashes out at you. Where is it? John, if it doesn't display reach, it means it doesn't have reach, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so we got it. All right. Oh, the first one is a miss. Second one, Vortimer, 23. Is that a hit?
That is a hit.
All right, so then it does. Let's see here. Here we go. 4 points of damage. Oh, sorry, no, that's more. 6 points of damage.
Nice.
Plus, hold on. And I'm gonna check one thing here. Because I think I get to make an auto check to try and grab you as well, too.
Yeah. says grab by its attacks. It'll.
I make an automatic CMD attack, don't I? Grab. Here we go.
Yeah.
If it hits, it deals normal damage, and then it attempts to start a grapple as a free action without provoking a tap of opportunity. Okay. What's your CMD?
CMD is 17.
17? That I don't think is successful. Oh, it is successful. Jeepers. So it hits you, like slams into you, and then those little tendrils kind of go around your shoulders, and it grabs hold of you, so you are now grabbed.
Uh-oh.
Kev, what does that mean? Well, good question. What it means is that you cannot move or take actions that require hands.
More than one hand.
More than one hand, okay.
Yeah, and he gets a minus
Oh, right,
2.
2 hands. -4 to dex, -2 to attacks and combat maneuvers, and you must make concentration checks to cast spells. I know that's terrible news for you. You can't cast spells anymore, Vortimer.
Yeah.
Okay.
The -2 attacks applies to anybody else except the grappled creature. So.
Okay. So you get, Vortimer, I think there's a condition you can click on your
Yeah, I
sheet
clicked
too.
on, and it says grappled now.
Okay, so he's got a hold of you. Let's put a little green dot on you to know you're grappled, and he's grappling you. That is the end of his turn. Kairos, what are you doing?
Okay, well, seeing that Vortimer just took a hit for him, he's going to cast a spell with his standard action.
Okay.
Cure Light Wounds.
Nice.
Heals only 3 to Vortimer, unfortunately.
That's terrible. Goddamn.
It is. I'm going to spend move action to take, basically, free action, take his hand off his weapon, do a quick rat-a-tat-tat on his drums at his side.
Yep.
To kick on Inspire Rage. And then he's going to 5-foot step over here.
Yep.
And put his hand back on his weapon and prepare to strike the thing next turn.
Awesome.
So if Vortimer wants to, he can get a bonus to Strength and Con, but it'll take a -1 AC.
Okay. Now, let's see here.
It will help your CMD. It'll increase it by 1.
So to escape the grapple, you need to beat its CMD. If that's what you want to do, or you can just try and attack it in some way, Vortimer. So Vortimer, you were up next. What are you doing?
Well, whacking it didn't seem to work that well, so I think I'm going to try to escape the grapple.
Okay. So give us a CMB attack.
CMB.
Ooh, no.
Oh, nat 1. Do you want to Astonishing Fortune that?
Sure. That seems like a good time to use it. Oh, I guess that should technically be a little bit better because it's accept those made to grapple or escape the grapple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that's technically a 12.
A 12. So 12.
Probably
Not quite good enough. No. So you're trying to struggle yourself out. You can't move. But do you have any other actions? Does this being your favorite target give you any benefit?
It gives him a +1.
I'm double checking.
Okay.
Yeah, most bonuses to attacks apply to CMB rolls as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so but it says +1 bonus to weapon attack and damage, not to all attacks.
Okay.
So I don't think I get any bonuses from being a steady target relative to being grappled.
Okay. I you know, the +1 wouldn't make a big difference one way or the other. So.
Yeah.
All right. So the next up is this thing. It's got one of you. So it's going to shift over here and try and grab you there, Kairos.
Okay.
With its other hand. So
it does need to maintain its grapple on Vortimer, though.
it can do that with one hand.
Yeah, in Pathfinder 1, he has to start his turn to maintain the grapple. And then
To make a roll, you mean? Or
yeah, he's got to maintain the grapple with him in Pathfinder.
Oh, okay.
He's just got to roll to beat his CMD, and if he beats it again, he gets a +5 as long as he holds that grapple against him.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Well, let's try this here. That is a fail. So I mean that Vortimer breaks free?
It does.
Awesome.
But it gives him a chance to attack both of us and get us back in the grapple.
Yeah. So it's broken the grapple. So hold on. Now it gets to make 2. No, because it can't do a full round attack.
Yeah.
So Vortimer, you're out. And now is it most? I think it's most interested in you because you're an android. So it won't shift. And it's going to make the attack here. 19.
Jeez.
So sorry. So, goes out again. That is another 6 points of damage, and then it's going to try do the grapple. A 3 will not do it. So it hits you, but you've managed to keep yourself free this time at least. Kairos, you're up next. What are you doing?
I'm going to try and... I've got to hurt it.
You can hear from the end of the alleyway that guy who was trying to sell you the eyes going, Get him! Get him!
That guy going to get speared. I'm just going to straight up attack this guy.
Okay.
Turn on my raging song so the buffs are included.
Okay.
And don't roll low this time. Oh god.
Oh.
I would like to astonishing fortune.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Just burning through these, aren't we? Come on, Kairos. You're built for... There we go.
That's a hit, and that's actually enough to do damage.
Gold iron, so eat it.
Yep. Here we go. It hits, and that manages to get through a little bit, and it kind of wavers a little bit.
I'm going to spend a move action.
Yep.
To say hi to this guy.
Okay. All right. Now, Vortimer, your turn. Kairos, he may be running.
If he runs, he's going to get poked in the ass.
What are you doing, Vortimer?
I was about to suggest that maybe we should go deal with the guy instead of the robot. So,
So you could mechanically, if you want to get away, you could take a 5-foot step and then make a move action.
No, in Pathfinder...
Yeah, because you can trade your standard action for...
yeah, it's explicit that if you do a 5-foot step, you can't move again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are withdrawal actions if you just want to get away from them. It'll be your whole turn, though.
Okay.
It's a little restrictive. Or you can just decide to walk away from them or acrobatics away. And
all right, what would I do? My acrobatics is pretty good. What would I do for that?
Let's see here.
You'd roll against his CMD, and if you beat it, you don't provoke when you move.
There you go.
But you have to move half speed.
All right, well then let's do that.
Okay.
I'll roll my acrobatics, and I will use. So you see, Vortimer, his purplish kind of veins and stuff begin to glow and surge, and so he's going to get +5 from his nanite surge on this. So modifier 5.
Nat 20. Amazing. So what do we see as you dive, duck and dive out of this thing's grip and then move yourself over?
So yeah, Vortimer just sort of like has this kind of eerie grace to him as he leans out of the way from one arm, leans out of the way from another, steps over one going for his leg, and hops back one.
I'm picturing kind of like, when you see something and you can tell it's sped up footage or it's like, poorly animated CG where it just looks weirdly too fast for what's possible.
That was only a single move action. You can still do something else. This is great. Hey, Vortimer.
I don't think there's anything else obvious to do against it because I don't have. If I had any other Slayer class thing, I could. Well, he's gonna get up on me in a second anyway, so I probably ought to have my sword out. So I think that's it for me.
Okay.
You could prepare an action for when he comes at you.
Sure, I'll ready my sword. If the robot comes at me, I'm gonna try to whack him.
So you get that? The robot starts kind of shifts forward a little bit and starts moving just a little bit towards you, and then that thing fires from underneath its body. Ooh, 23.
Again?
Yep. You take, let's see here.
How you looking on health there, Vortimer?
It hits you, but here's the thing. 4 points of non-lethal damage.
Ooh.
So it does count as damage, but it heals back a hell of a lot faster.
Yeah. Basically, you keep track of your non-lethal separately, and once it hits or exceeds your actual hit point total, you'll go unconscious. So.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You got away. That's a great.
What I did is I just added an extra bar on the.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's see if John, because he's a healer. Let's.
Yeah.
I'll make sure you can see that. Oh no, you can see it. I think.
No, I can't see his bar.
How about now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah, it hits you. That's it for its actions.
Gray on gray is...
The eye is kind of like still trying to get you. Let me see if there's something else that happens. Let's see here. Nothing else yet.
Guy doesn't run away.
Okay. Guy, he sees you running up. I think he probably will. Let's see here. What he's doing instead is he seems to be fussing on something on his waist. And would you give me a perception check?
Yes. No modifiers. Ooh.
Okay, you can't see what he's doing, but he's like... And then he will move. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go.
Is he moving defensively or just moving?
Just... Oh, yeah, you got your attack of opportunity. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Take
Try
attack.
and nail him. He's not a robot, so no modifier. Ah.
Terrible!
Matthias.
Kyrus, ugh. Go back to playing your drums. So, Vortimer, you're up next. What are you doing? Oh no, hold on. That was the bad guy. Kyrus, did you finish your turn or?
No, that was before my turn.
Yeah, I think that was the. So the robot went. Now it's your turn, Kyrus.
Yeah, let's see. I don't want this thing coming after Vortimer again, so can't reach him there. I'm just gonna charge him again.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge him.
Okay.
Like, get behind me, Vortimer.
All right, so go ahead and make your attack roll. Not good enough.
Nope.
Yeah. Then Vortimer, you're up next. What are you doing?
All right, so I can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch to my bow as part of that.
Yep. If you're dropping your sword.
If I'm dropping my sword, okay. Well, then I'll drop my sword out. Do I get to choose where my sword is dropped?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, then I'll just have it at my feet right here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take a pot shot at the guy.
Go right ahead.
Much like in this.
Yep. Here we go. 19 is a hit. It nearly kills him outright. Oh God! Oh jeez! And he keeps. So yeah, he's quite badly hurt. I'll have him go after the robot.
And I'll shout, "Call off your robot, or there's more where that came from."
Okay. I'm gonna go will check for him. Okay. All right. He's just like, all right. Stop shooting. Stop it. And he does something with his waist. Then you can see that the thing turns towards you, Kyrus, kind of and starts moving, and then it sort of stops, and its arms go down, and it seems to be just hovering in this position. We can drop, unless you guys are planning on murdering this guy and his robot. What is going to happen next, guys?
Kyrus resists the urge because he is in a like a inspired rage right now. But he manages to just calm himself down.
Okay. All right. So your tantrum is finished, and what you guys can let's see here. Hold on. I'm gonna give you some money. Am I correct in thinking that you guys would your next step would be to shake this guy down for whatever he's got on him, or we just let him go, or what? Or turn him into the town watch.
Kind of neutral good, so turning him in would be the thing I would do.
Okay. Well, actually, if you're neutral good, if you're lawful good, yes. Neutral good, you get to make your own law. What about you, Vortimer? What's your alignment?
Vortimer will go up to him and do his best to, as painlessly as possible, retrieve his arrow.
Oh,
that's what he cares about.
Oh, jeez. Yep. Arrow's retrieved. All right, just... What are you gonna do with me? I don't have your eye.
Kyrus is he just walks up to him, puts a hand on his shoulder, says, "That's okay," and just sucker punches him right in the face with his fist. Just to knock him out.
Yeah, you don't need to roll damage. That's enough to knock him out. He only had 1 hit point left, so with non-lethal damage, he's unconscious.
Now I feel better.
Okay. So returning back to the map of Hajo-Thecados here.
Here you go, Vortimer. There's 3 more. Freak. Roll 1 again.
There we go. All right, guys. So, having gone through that experience, let's see here. Is there anything else you guys wish to do while you're in Hajo-Thecados?
I just want to get out of this town. Just had a bad day.
Yeah.
Vortimer will say, Kyrus, you could have just asked me where to get an eye.
Have you been here before?
Well, I know a little bit about the place, yes.
Well, and I tap my pockets. I'm like, well, I don't think I could buy one anyway. Too good to be true.
Always a problem. If you need a loan, I could perhaps help with that, but I don't think it will be enough to buy an eye.
I'm afraid you're right.
So I'm just going to check something here. Yeah, you can definitely get thing. So one of the things that I do like that Paizo does, or Pathfinder does as well, is it gives you marketplace information. So you can get an idea of what the purchase limit and the base value of items. So you, like how much, what gold piece value of item you can find here as reasonable. So pretty cool. And yeah, you could definitely find an eye here.
Yeah, it's a pipe dream for now.
It's nice. All right, so then you guys will spend one more evening, you know, just, well, I guess tell me what's your thoughts on how you're going to approach getting home now. This news about the Bloodgars being on kind of a rampage is new, but...
Well, we're heading back after we sold stuff, right? So we're just carrying goods and coin back?
Just calling money, like the flow of trade. There's probably some like some basic supplies and stuff like that you can't get. But Torch is pretty self-sufficient, so really it's the money that you're bringing back to help, because that's what helps. That's what they trade with the Celtic tribesmen and the other folks, the scavengers that bring stuff into to Torch.
Oh, well, look over at Mortimer and like, hey, Mortimer, how about we do a little deception here and like dress up like the lepers and like pretend that we're sick as we go up the river, so they don't bother us. Plague boat.
I think they will see through my disguise, but you're welcome to try.
Oh yeah, you're an android. I keep forgetting that. You're immune to that thing. Well, maybe they wouldn't question it if they had an android taking somebody to be healed. Nah. Let's just go ahead and head back.
Okay. All right. So then, unless there's any other spells being cast, the natural healing you get overnight, Mortimer, is 2. You get 1 hit point back per level.
I can give him 1 more healing if you'd like.
I will be at 13 without any extra healing.
You'll get 8 from that one.
Okay, now I'm back to
Nice.
full.
All right.
Yeah.
What does your healing spell look like anyway, Kyrus?
Basically, he learned his magic when he was training to be a blacksmith. It's just the repercussions and the rhythm of of hitting the metal unlocked it for him. So it's a combination of chanting and drumming on his drums that build up little motes of energy around him, and then it just into the body.
Nice. Okay. So it's healing rhythms. All right. So the evening passes otherwise, that evening uneventfully, and you guys pack up and get ready to head out the next day. Let's take a look at the actual overland map here.
I love this map.
Yeah, me too. This is I can't remember where I got this. I think it might have been one of the I'm sure it's somewhere from a search, because it's actually that's not what the map looks like in the Numeria book.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take the name off of you, because that name is huge. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So you guys are here right now, and heading up river to get to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it'll be about 2 hexes per day is how much travel you're going to get. So your first day out, let's take a look here.
See, what I know of Iron Gods, the adventure takes place in Torch, then Scrapwall, then Ivan Day, Scar the Choking Tower, and Starfall.
Yep.
But one day, I hopefully get there. I haven't played Iron Gods.
The cool thing with the Iron Gods, I mean, I've talked about this a lot on the channel before and on the podcast, but the thing I find really interesting about is the tempo of it, because it's a dungeon, then a sandbox, then a dungeon, then a sandbox, then a sandbox, then that dungeon. So it's neat that there's a lot of different stuff, and I've from what I've read, like there's been some really interesting ways that people have played through it too, especially in those sandbox phases, where they've really just like developed nations and stuff like that, taking advantage of the campaign rules. So
Yeah, I'm
pretty
holding
cool.
out hope so that I can get to experience it one day.
It is a white whale for me. So, all right, so here we go. You guys set out. So one day brings you there. Now let's see if anything of interest happens here. First let's roll random encounters.
Ooh,
Let's see
lovely.
here. Yeah, love me some random encounters. Even better in when we're in here.
What are the animals that are nearby in this area? I think one of our party members had one as his mount. It wasn't bison or something, or
I think that's. Oh yeah. Well, Brandon's character had a bison as a mount. Buffalo.
yes.
I was playing to my home province. Their crest is a bison, the provincial crest, and I love fucking bison as mounts. Is such a great idea. All right. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so your first day is uneventful. It's dry. The weather's not so bad, so it's slightly overcast. The one thing that definitely stands out. Why don't you each give me a perception check? I'm going to see who notices this over the course of the day. Not Kairos, not all one eye.
Vortimer
Cyclops is not doing it. So Vortimer, tell me a little bit about what we're seeing as for when we notice, for when you notice something.
So Vortimer has kind of like he's looking around all the time, trying to stay pretty alert.
Yep.
And then when he sees something, he kind of there's a little bit of kind of like almost like weirdness that goes on with his kind of squinting at it almost, but it's sort of that kind of odd androidness of like, you imagine it's like how a camera would focus on something or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he turns over to Kairos and says, Kairos, I think there's something up.
Okay, so what we see you focusing on is sunken in the side of the river. On the left bank, I think, there is a mostly submerged boat, and it's very much very similar to what you guys are using. This is probably, let's see here, is it later in the day? I think so. Nope, earlier in the day. It's actually not too far from Hajo-Thecados, which is maybe a little surprising.
Is it turned over in the water?
Sunken, and it's slightly sort of up against the bank as if it had been sort of washed or caught up on something. And it's, again, not like identical to your boat, but it's about the same. It would be the same type of rivercraft as what you guys are operating. And from what you can tell, that's a pretty darn good roll there, Vortimer. It's a boat that you probably recognize. There's a small little dock that's about 6 miles away from Torch, where anything that's southbound sets off from. And it's definitely one of the boats that you've seen around there. Give me a knowledge local check. Let's see if you know who the people are. A 10. Yeah, I think it's that it's a local boat. That's all the you know from it. Kairos, why don't you give me now it's pointed out to you. Give me a knowledge local check.
I can do that.
You seem more of a chatty. Nat 20.
I am
Holy
very
shit.
troubled-
So
very
who is
troubled
it?
with friends.
It's clearly someone that means a lot, like someone you know really, really well. Who do you think this is? Who owns that boat?
Well, it's not Connor. He broke his leg, and
It wouldn't be
not
someone
his-
from Torch. It would be someone probably from that small community near Torch.
Oh, it's probably one of the. I don't know. Maybe they make ale out of some of the purified Numerian waters.
Sure.
And it really, everybody loves it because it's safe to drink and it packs a real punch in the end.
Yeah. Okay. So
Pirates
it's
love alcohol, so
yeah, and it's the So we'll call that community. Why don't we call it Wharf? And it's someone from it's one of the guys from Wharf. His family is there. Wharf is like maybe a 30-person community. It's a waypoint for people going on to Torch. You can get there to Torch within the day. So normally, unless you're arriving really, really late at night, you're not going to really spend your time there. Or really inclement weather, I suppose. But Jesus, yeah, that's his boat.
Makes sense. Vortimer would know. He's not a real people person.
No.
Kyrus is.
So
we should check out the boat, see if there's anything we can tell, because I hope the guy's okay.
Yeah. So if you get over there, tell me a little bit how you're going to get this boat upright. Neither of you guys have any boating skill, so it's going to be a bit of a bit of an ordeal to try and get this thing.
Is it so it's leaning up against the bank, but it's caught on something?
Yeah, here's what you know is that Vortimer, even with when you pull up alongside and you sort of feel underneath the water, even though it's overcast, there's plenty of light here. There's a big hole in the side of it. It looks like it's been smashed through. So someone has intentionally sunk this thing.
Does it? If I look at it, can I tell if it was hit from the outside or the inside?
You don't have any like lore engineering or anything like that, right?
No, I'm closest I have is craft blacksmithing.
Yeah,
so...
you don't work really with. What you can tell is that it's not been down that long.
I looked at. Is this something I could possibly patch up with a mending spell?
I don't think so, because mending, the amount of isn't mending just like in D&D where it has to be something you can hold in your hand.
An object of up to 1 pound per level, so 2 pounds.
It's way too big. No.
Well, I suppose if we can get this out of the water, it might be salvageable for somebody later. Just see if we can get up.
Isn't our concern more about what happened to whoever was on this boat?
Well, I don't see them here.
Well, there may be bodies, Kyrus.
Well, if there are, we should bury them.
Okay. No sign of any bodies. But the Seven Tears River is, it's a big river, right? Like the rivers along here, these are maybe not quite as big as the Mississippi, but they're large enough to be something significant like that. Like it would be easily carried away if there were bodies in there. And while it's not been in here more than like I say a day or so, if there's any bodies or if there's any cargo in here, it's gone.
Yeah.
Next community up is a place called Zagath, and if you want to make it to Zagath, you guys are probably going to have to try and
hurry.
Yeah.
Seems perhaps if we can't do anything for these people, we should move on and ask if they were found at a nearby location.
Okay. That is a sensible thing to do.
Okay.
Kyrus is going to be keeping an eye out more so now, just because of what we just saw. So he's going to be watchful.
So yeah, and you guys keep, as you can imagine, like the way that the land is here. This is pretty much like scrub grass for most of the stretching away in both directions, I should say. It's not cultivated. It's not it's wild land, and it's wide and open as well too. The rest of the day is pretty uneventful. You lose a little bit of daytime when you were investigating this river craft, but by the evening, as the boat is, as you guys are getting closer, once again, at Vortimer, it's you who kind of sees there's a tendril of smoke coming up from up ahead. And you don't have to roll for this, John, because you've got such a high knowledge local. This is where Zagath should be.
The Raiders are burning towns now?
That's a very, very, very different from normal.
I'm concerned.
I think with the knowledge local too, you can tell this is still, yeah, you're still like well in Bloodgar territory as well too.
And the only two big towns of note are Hajo-Thecados and Torch.
Yeah, any other community that's along here is a small community of 100 or maybe 200 people at most. So there's a like dotting all along the Seven Tears River. There's other communities that you would normally, or settlements that you would stop at.
We need to look into this. I mean, find out what's going on, because these people are in danger now. I mean,
well, Zagath has an actual dock as well too. Like it's a place that I've already mentioned how there's like some communities where you just sort of you're off the side, and some communities you actually go up in. Zagath is one of those ones where you do dock and you can go in, and there's a place you can overnight.
Well, it's our stop for the day. What do you think, Vortimer?
Perhaps we should investigate.
Okay. So tell me about how you guys approach this.
If it's burning, I think we should.
It doesn't look like it's like it's late in the day, so the sky is sort of that hazy color of like reddish, dark reddish, but it looks like there's only like maybe one tendril of smoke coming up, and it's only because of the like acrid black color and the scent that's coming in that you know it's something more than just a campfire burning.
Perhaps it was just the docks.
It would be pretty sinister if they burned the docks. That would definitely affect the ability to moor there overnight. What are you guys thinking? Kairos is certainly familiar enough with this area to adopt some kind of strategy to take advantage of the terrain features if you want.
I'm thinking if we pull the boat up just right before the river bends over to give us, like, we'll move in under on land instead of on water.
Yep.
In case there's something parked out in front of the docks.
What is for each of you guys? What is your stealth bonus?
I got 0.
0. Okay.
Only because I have an armor check penalty.
Okay.
Stealth of 9.
Oof. So you are substantially more sneaky and stealthy than what Kairos is. Do you guys want to try and go in together, or here's how I'm gonna rule stealth stuff, because you guys are the ones who are I think the thing that's the most consequence is whether you are spotted or not. So I'll roll for perception against 10 plus whatever your stealth is.
Okay.
So the target number is going to be fairly low for you. Oh, and for those listening at home who may be joining us for the first time, because I've got a Pathfinder video up, I don't run anything rules as written, so I'm aware that I'm changing or fucking up a bunch of Pathfinder rules, so please don't comment on that. We know, we don't care.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
You can see in the dark, right, Vortimer?
I think so.
I think androids can, yeah.
Yeah, dark vision 60 feet and low light vision for...
I'm just a lowly human, so it's probably better if you move ahead and so you can see ahead, and I'll just walk back here, and if it gets too dark, I'll pop on a light. But I'll try to keep you in sight.
Okay. So, if you want to go up ahead then, or sorry, are you guys traveling together then, or is someone going in point
I think
here?
So.
And
Suggestion.
What is happening with the boat as well?
Why don't you wait with the boat and allow me to scout out the town?
Yeah, that sounds right. I'll be here, guarding the boat.
Okay. So Kairos, you've met Bloodgars before, and they're the Kelid tribesmen in general are kind of scary. I can't remember. Are you part Kelid?
He is actually Kelid. His family actually were Kelid tribesmen that they destroy the technology when they come across them.
Yep.
But his parents dallied on the side with the technically and sold them stuff, and that got them exiled instead of killed.
Got it.
So he is second generation from that, and he's grew up in Torch.
So you grew up in town, yeah. So then you would have met. I'm picturing that you're if they're probably more inland, they're going to be from possibly the Black Horses. Black Horses are the ones that are actually allied with Sovereign's Reach as well. Yeah, and I can't remember if the Sovereign actually, the Black Sovereign is from the Black Horses or not. I think he is.
That sounds familiar, but...
Yeah, but in any event, you've met the Bloodgars, and the Bloodgars are fucking lunatics, so you're going to want to...
They don't like tech, so Vortimer's in trouble if he gets caught.
Yeah, so you are there, Vortimer, you head inland, and as you're making your way in towards the community, and by community I mean like there's, one good-sized barn or like warehouse in here. There's kind of a communal like hut or something that people sort of will meet around, and then there's about maybe 6 other structures in here, mostly homes. The docks as well are there too. There are 2 docks, and what you see as you're going up there is that there are about 3 boats, like rowboats, smaller, kind of like day trip kind of river craft, that are still on the docks. All of the structures, however, have been effectively burned to the ground. Do you have... I think it's survival that does tracking, isn't it?
I do have survival, and I have a bonus for tracking.
That is correct, yes.
Okay, nice. So why don't you give us a survival check with the your bonus?
All right.
Nice, really nice. So, what you can see from the from examining the tracks and the sort of carnage around here is you get a kind of a picture of what's going on. And there's sort of a, I'm picturing we see this, kind of juxtaposition of the leftover carnage that's here. And there are burned bodies in some of these buildings as well, too. But you're making your way through it as if you were shopping for pears. Walking around is kind of like, You would guess that a group of maybe 20 or 30 attacked here. It looks like there was almost no fight put up here. And from some of the markings around too, you were guessing there was some kind of unnatural discharge, whether that's like magic or Numerian tech or what. The Bloodgars are, just like any of the other Kelid tribesmen, they often have spirit talkers with them or other kinds of mystics. So they're just a lot scarier than the ones that you meet in, from the Black Horses or White Scars or whatever. So yeah, there's no one alive here anymore. The hut seems to have taken the least damage, and most of the structure is still left. So even though it's burned, and it's been burned within the last like 36 hours, so it's a day, maybe day and a half. It may not need saying, but the warehouse is empty.
Yep. All right. Well, seems like that's enough information to bring back to Kairos and tell him what's going on.
Okay. So, Kairos, in your absence, or in Vortimer's absence, you're keeping your eyes on the reeds. There's all sorts of strange things that lurk in the rivers themselves. Not only the kind of stuff you'd find elsewhere in Galarian, but the weird things here. Vortimer, what do we see as you come back in? Are you coming in all sneaky like, or do you kind of make...
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do my best to just sort of pop up out of the
give me
grass.
Each of you guys give me stealth check for Vortimer, perception check for Kairos. Let's see what how scared he is.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
In Pathfinder 2, that'd be a crit success.
Yeah. So what do we see, guys, as Vortimer suddenly is with you again?
Well, if Vortimer pops out of the bushes unannounced and all silent-like he tends to be, it's everything Kairos can do just to stop his spear from jabbing at him. He's like, oh, it's a good robot. It's a good robot.
Yeah, because Kairos wields this massive, oversized spear as well.
Long spear, yeah.
God,
it's an heirloom weapon, so it's Kelid make.
Nice. Jeez. So, what do you say, Vortimer?
Um, it appears the town has been ransacked. All of the buildings have been burned, and all of the people have been killed. I estimate that 20 or 30 people attacked, probably Bloodgars, attacked maybe a day ago, maybe a little more.
While we were in Hajo-Thecados.
Yeah.
They don't usually slaughter whole villages or stops.
This is something very new. They're aggressive, but I mean, like, they know that if there's no reason to trade, then they're not going to, pirates need ships to be going, so this sort of scorched earth things as another new development.
Oh, and there was a discharge, some type of residue from what I suspect is a shaman or a magic worker among their ranks.
So the town's empty?
No one is left alive.
We should dock for the night, and I can take a look at it. I know a little bit about magic.
Sure.
See if we can.
Okay.
We'll have to take care of the bodies if there's any left, and let somebody know about this.
There's enough of a little beach here too that I think you can probably, if you want to pull it up on the side, you could pull your boat up out of the water. What are your guys' respective strengths?
I've got a 16 and a handy grease spell if we want to make it easier to pull.
Yeah.
Just grease the bottom of the boat and
Sure, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. What about you, Vortimer?
12 strength.
12 strength, okay. So, yeah, Kairos, I mean, the combination of your strength, and I mean, Vortimer's stronger than the average person. Between those two things and your grease spell, if you do take advantage of that, you can pull it right out of the water, complete with everything in it, and then do your best to conceal the thing on the side. Vortimer's got a pretty sweet stealth and survival, so I think that you'll, grab some. You could even grab some scrap from around here and just toss it over it, make it look like it's another damaged or abandoned boat. Okay. So you guys head back up into the ruins of Zagath, and you see exactly what I described to Vortimer, but Kairos, what's the reaction we see from you as opposed to our emotionless robot friend here?
Well, Kairos actually worships Sarenrae as his deity. She's a goddess of fire and redemption.
Yep.
So he's just heartbroken. He probably knew some of these people.
Yeah.
He basically tells Vortimer we need to gather the bodies, and even though they've been burnt, it's probably better to just build a pyre and send them home.
Yeah.
So Kairos is going to stay up late.
To be honest, the bodies are already kind of charred anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of them, the ones that there were none that were left lying out in the open. Everything was tossed into the fire, or maybe taken away. In fact, you know what?
Probably crush the bones into dust if you would like, or dump them in the river.
Let's not do that. If they're charred a bit, basically reduce them as much to ash as we can and then bury them.
Kairos, give me a knowledge local check, please. DC is going to be about 20 on this.
I've got a pass down.
Nat 1. Ugh.
He's overcome. He's like, this is sad.
Totally agree. Yeah. This is just, you can put names. What I was rolling, and I think this is the extreme of the others. Like, you've got, you're thinking over of memories of each of these people that you've encountered over the years. So what is it that we see for the next? It's the sun will be going down fairly shortly. You guys will want to get some sleep. What do we see with the last couple of hours of daylight?
Well, if we're able to get a pyre going, just enough wood, we probably just throw them in a building and light that one completely on fire.
Okay.
But he'll try to look at that blast residue Vortimer pointed out.
Anyone have knowledge warfare? Is that a skill? I can't remember.
It's not, but I've got knowledge of anything.
Let me see here.
Roll.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if there's a knowledge. Knowledge geography would work. Okay. Knowledge history would work as well too.
Same bonus for me.
Okay.
So.
Go ahead. Okay. So geography.
I've got geography as well.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see if you can get a
He's probably
better.
more specialized than me, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So the only thing that just to bear in mind, if the fire's burning, it's probably going to be visible at night.
Like was already on fire,
a campfire, right? That if you make that, that's not going to be visible. If you set a building on fire, they're going to see it a mile or so off.
Okay.
Right.
Well, change of plans then. We'll gather all the people, put the pyre together, and then with the early morning rays of the sunlight, we'll light it on fire and leave.
Now, if you guys would rather try and take on 30 Kelid tribesmen, I mean, we do that all the time in 2nd edition, so, you know.
Let's not do that.
Although you guys are higher level and a much bigger party, so.
Yep.
I think with the rising of the sun, sending them off would be appropriate. Okay.
All right, sounds good. So you guys make your camp, and tell me about your the watch conditions here.
Kairos is not going to be able to sleep for a good bit, so he'll take first watch.
Forgive me, I'm trying to remember. Here we go. Advance. Oh no, hold on. Where is it? Sorry, I'm just grabbing my book. I can't remember if androids need to sleep or not. So I'm just grabbing my Inner Sea Race Guide here. Androids, let's see here. Because you're immune to disease and sleep effects.
Not subject to fatigue or exhaustion.
Yeah, immune to disease or sleep. I don't think you need to sleep.
Yeah, if they can't become fatigued, they don't need to sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could be up all night.
Yeah, so that'd be you just keeping watch then. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, let's do this here then. Your passive is 21. Wow. Jeepers.
Yeah, he's
Okay. So this is about this is maybe about 5 hours into the night. So it's about 3 in the morning. You know, Kairos is dead asleep next to you. There's nothing but, let's see how if the weather's changing at all. Yeah, actually some rain came in.
Dave's here in spirit form.
Yeah, exactly. I love the random. I mean, I'm such a sucker for random elements too. The random weather stuff in Pathfinder is my favorite of any of the ones we've used, because it's interesting being able to quickly generate all the weather conditions, the wind and whatnot. So actually tonight, and you guys can tell me how you interpret this, but the wind actually is picking up over the course of the night, and there's a bit of a light rain that's coming in as well too. So it's a little wet, but I guess I don't think you guys are feeling the temperature too badly.
Kairos thinks the sky is crying over the slaughter.
Yeah. So we can picture that Kairos has picked sort of like the one corner where the ceiling hasn't quite collapsed, so it's dry in there. But Vortimer, tell us about what we're seeing as you keep watch throughout the night.
So Vortimer is annoyed is not the right word, but he likes to spend the nights looking up at the stars because he has the stargazer thing in addition to keeping watch and all the kind of sundry things. So when the sort of clouds blow in with the rain and all that sort of stuff, he's sort of disappointed in the way that only an android who doesn't display emotions like normal people could be.
Yeah.
But he continues to keep watch. He's idly working away with his knife on his scrimshander piece.
Sure.
All that.
So you're sitting out there in the rain, and I'm resisting the Rutger Hauer Tears in the Rain reference here too. So hope you appreciate the level of restraint that I'm demonstrating here. So what we see is you're carving away, and the rain is kind of coming down, the wind is blowing, and you hear some wood fall, and not from there's sort of where the warehouse is a little bit off from where the rest of the 5 buildings are set, and it's coming from over there. Not just with your passive. You want to try and listen a little harder, you're welcome to make a perception check.
I think I will kind of stand up and put away my knife and the piece that I'm working on and start stealthily walk in that direction,
Sure.
while also trying to listen in, see if there's anything kind of more that I can get.
Yeah. Well, so then don't actually. I won't. If you're making your way closer, why don't you give me a stealth check instead of the perception check? Because you're gonna be able to definitely hear whatever's going on.
All right.
Holy shit! You are completely unseen as you approach. So you can tell me how close you want to get, but as you get to sort of the edge of or you get closer to the edge, remind me again, what languages does Vortimer speak?
Common and Hallett and Orc.
Awesome, because there are 3 orc voices speaking.
Find it. Find. Look, there's got to be something they left behind. Hurry. Search in there. Is there any food?
And you hear a second voice come back. And if you look around the corner, hidden in the shadow of one of the buildings, you can see there are 3 forms, and you can clearly make them out because of your unnatural eyes. The orcs, though, and orcs in Goldarian look very much like, and in Numeria in particular, look very much like they do in a lot of other stuff. They're dusky green skinned, big, upper body, kind of, hulking forms. But these 3, there seems to be something odd about them. And you kind of look closer, and what you can see is there are 3 of them. But one of them, as it looks around, it has eyes that are so big, it takes up about 1/3 of its head. These giant, bulbous, like...
Somebody's been sampling the Numerian fluid.
And it doesn't look like... It doesn't look natural at all, and it doesn't look comedic either. They're disgustingly, bloodshot. They've got that yellowy quality to them that an unhealthy person kind of gets. And his eyes, you can almost seem as if the eyelids scrape over with each blink, abrasing the eyes once again. And he kind of looks around, his eyes start taking in the area around, kind of trying to keep watch for anyone. The second one has weirdly double-backed legs, and seems to move more like a satyr might, or like if a donkey moved on its hind legs. And the final one, scrambling around on the ground, has another arm, the size of a human's arm as opposed to a big healthy orc arm, coming out of its gut. So it's tossing stuff around, and that arm is moving with as much dexterity as his other 2. So there's one with 3 arms, one with the oversized eyes, and one with the strange legs. They seem to be rooting around in the warehouse. What do you do?
Look for it. There's got to be more in here. They must have left something behind.
Is there a way that I could kind of throw my voice to try to say something but not reveal where I am?
Sure.
Is that
I think that would be...
Yeah, bluff check.
Yeah. Hey, who's a DM here?
Well, I'm helping.
Helping is, if I ask for help, I'm happy to get it.
Okay.
Let's not... The one thing I don't like about Pathfinder is the feeling that you need to shuttle everything through the rules.
Yeah.
That is one thing. I'm looking it up today because I do want to see what their suggestion is. But I take the rulebook as a suggestion, not a maxim of how it needs to be done. And that's the thing I don't like about it is I don't want to cede flow over the narrative and the control to just what's in the book.
Wish I'd understood that the first time I played.
Yeah, I run it a lot faster and looser. Okay, so that sounds great. Why don't you do you have training in bluff? What's your bluff?
No, I am not good at bluff.
Okay, so that wouldn't be terribly great, but what you could do instead is just position yourself in a different spot if you want. You've got a pretty decent climb check, don't you?
For climb? Not great.
Not great. Okay. Well, also, I
than
mean,
bluff.
your stealth is also amazing. So you are like they cannot see you. You could right now you could be almost up and on them, and they would not know.
So I think what I might do is try to get into like a spot where I have a good like kind of like a sort of defensible spot, like
Sure.
a sort of bit of shelter that I can hide behind,
Yep.
where I can still hear them well enough to kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
So you definitely do that, and you can decide how far away you want to be from them as well. But you hear them quite clearly, and they root around in there, and they declare there's nothing of value in there.
We gotta check the rooms and check the homes.
In Orcish as well too.
Check the homes. There's got to be something they left behind.
And the guy with the three arms turns.
He's like, I'm hungry. There's got to be something to eat here.
So I will at that point speak up at least loud enough for these guys to hear, and I'll say I wouldn't go towards the homes, but if you're looking for food, I may be able to help.
Sure. What's your what language do you speak it in?
In Orcish, if that's what
Oh, you say it in Orcish? Yeah. All right. So then I think, I mean, for one, this scares the shit out of them. The three of them all spin around, and two of them are armed with like crude, curved swords, and one of them has a javelin in its hand. And they all sort of spin around and
Who said that?
in Orcish as well too.
Who said that? Where are you?
And then the guy with the double-backed legs says,
We don't want no trouble. Not with Bloodgoss.
he says that in common.
So I'll respond in Orcish. I don't want any trouble either. I'm happy to help you find food if that's what you're looking for.
Okay. Give me a stealth check again. Let's see if you can... Are you trying to remain hidden here?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to stay.
Sure.
Kind of hidden
So, yeah,
enough.
give me a stealth check. Let's see how... I'm going to give you... Because you're really effectively speaking and whatnot, I am going to give you a minus... I think a -5 to it.
-5.
Okay, so 19... They still can't see where you are. They're fanning out a little bit into a bit of a loose formation, trying to see where you are, but they can't get you.
Why don't you come out? Come out and talk.
And the guy with the big eyes, you can almost feel him looking, around, trying to spy where you are.
Come on out, friend. You speak our language.
Rather not come on out, but
Kyrus,
I am willing to help.
give me a perception check at -10.
Perception minus.
Oh, no, for Kyrus, not for you, Vortimer.
Oh.
I'll see if he wakes up.
Doubt it.
-3, no. It's such a comfy sleep.
So
Okay.
I rolled it.
So what are you doing next, Vortimer?
So yeah, I'm saying I'd rather not come out, but I am happy to help.
How can you help?
Well, I know where some food can be found
And where is that?
nearby. And I will
Where
lead you
nearby? And you can see them doing this. One of them is gesturing for the one to start searching one house, and he gestures for another to search another house. We got 1 in 5 chance of you. Serious on it. Would you give me a D5 roll? On a 4, it's going to one of them's going to Kyrus's building, and on a 5, one of them's going to your building. So give me a 2D5, I guess, rolls. A 4 or 5 means it's going towards one of your buildings. Otherwise. Okay, so I said yours, right? So one of them is coming directly towards where you're hidden. One of them's going over towards something else. So one of them's going over to a building that you know no one's in. One of them is remaining in kind of the open area, and one of them is heading right towards where you're hiding.
So I will now kind of louder and more clearly say, "Halt! where you are.
Okay.
I will help.
Give me an
but only
intimidation check.
And then I will, intimidate.
I'm gonna give them a bit of a penalty to their will because it's
Ooh, not good.
no. I think it's probably the flat effect of the delivery. Halt where you are. Like, it's as threatening as like I don't know, a talking computer, I guess. They seem more intent. Let me see if they can see where you are now. So give me another stealth check, this time at -10, because you were speaking a little more loudly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, still pretty good.
Still pretty good. Let's see if they actually...
Rolling high there.
You are still hidden to them. So it's the, I think it's the one with the weird legs that's moving towards you right now, Vortimer. We'll just stay in Theater of the Mind for now. He's about 30 feet away, and he'll be coming into your room right away. There's easily way in and out. I don't think you would have selected this building to hide in if there wasn't a way out the back.
Yeah.
So what do you...
I will say, if you, the orcs, I probably know, as Vortimer, they like, they have like some sort of honor system that I could get them to swear by or something like that?
It's sort of a thing where it's a combo of like might makes right, but also only among them. If you're not an orc.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, then I will say to them, stay where you are, and if you wait here, I will be back in a few minutes with food.
Okay. Because you spoke again, I'm going to let him make one more. Go give me another stealth check. I rolled a nat 20 on the perception.
All right. Do you want me to still make the stealth check?
Yep. If you make a nat 20, then I'll let you win. Heroes win there. No. Okay, look, I'll get to you. So he sees where you are. Let's roll some initiative here. Let me open up. I just got to clear the turn tracker.
Make some noise, Vortimer. You gotta wake me up.
I love the idea of him sleeping through this whole fight. Hold on, let me find...
I'm pretty sure Vortimer can mess up a few orcs.
Good chance.
Just to stay away from the Falchians. They kill parties.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do. 18 to 20 times 2 crit on a big two-handed weapon.
So we got 3 of these guys, but they are pretty horribly deformed. All right, so go ahead and click on your token, and then click on initiative there, Vortimer. I'll roll initiative for old backwards legs. I got a 16.
All right, he goes first.
Okay, let me add a turn here.
You think it would have been possible he could have studied them while he was making his way there?
He could have, but I didn't hear that. Did you hear that? He did. In fairness, the character was trying to be, to make it, or to have a peaceful resolution here. So,
yeah.
Do you think would Vortimer have done that? I mean, because it's also studied. That's one individual character, and he's only known for matter.
What I'm thinking is, study does give, I think, a bonus on intimidate.
Oh, okay.
So I probably would have, if I had thought of it. Oh no, it doesn't do intimidate, just bluff. So never mind. Okay. I was gonna say, if it gave a bonus on intimidate, I would have done it on the one when it's out halt. Okay. But otherwise, no.
All right. So then this orc, his legs kind of like bend down and he launches himself into the room. So he throws himself into melee with you, and then your AC is what?
A 16.
16. Okay. He swings that big jagged sword at you. That does connect. It is not a crit though, so there is that going for you. Let's see.
Orcs hit hard with Falcons.
That they do. Orcs are troublemakers.
I hate them too. They're hard to kill.
Okay, that is 8 points of damage from that.
Ooh.
Yeesh. All right, Vortimer, you're up next. What are you doing?
All right. Gonna take out my sword.
Okay.
And I am going to... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to shout, Kyrus, we have orcs.
Okay. Kyrus, give me another check at minus perception at -5.
Let's see.
Yeah, you jerk awake, so you're prone. Go ahead and roll initiative. You're not going to get an action this turn, but you will next turn. We'll just get you in the initiative order. All right. Not bad. Okay, so let me put this descending. There we go. All right, so then that was Vortimer's. You were shouting that was free, and then
so I was shouting, and then I'm also going to do. I'm going to do my nanite surge right now because it makes a lot of light, and I don't want them to attack Kyrus while he's down.
Love it. Okay.
So I'm going to get a +5 to hit with the longsword against weird legs.
Okay. Wow, so, big hit. Now hold on.
Looking at the ferocity?
Yeah, I'm seeing what ferocity does. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much they're up until the end of their next turn. Or no, wait.
No.
Yeah,
they keep fighting until they lose. They slowly bleed out. Yeah, they're awful.
They essentially have Die Hard built in.
So it's staggered, which is -2 to attacks, right?
No, staggered just basically means you're conscious. You can act, but doing anything within more than a move action, you get a -1. And
oh wait, no, it's a move or a standard action.
Yeah. So if you do anything other
John,
than
I'm correcting you on Pathfinder rules. What the hell, man? What is going on?
You can take a move or a standard.
Yeah, you should pick one or the other.
You lose a hit point, yeah.
Okay. No, for them, they bleed out anyway. Okay, so then that is is a lethal strike on him. I'll do the one underneath you. I'm not going to roll hit points for these schmoes. I'll just use the set amount for ease of reference here. And I'm just going to check what their... Yeah, god dang, they fight for a long time. Okay, hold up. So let me set this up so you can see it below, and then I'll duplicate this for our other fellow orcs here. All right. So what do you think? What's the killing blow that you struck on this guy?
Oh, I get him right with one of those, like, kind of right into the side that goes like way deep down into his abdomen and kind of slide it out. Yeah.
You can see the stuff spills out, and even in spite of that, he still is. And like foam is coming out of his mouth, blood and intestines are falling out. He's still up and still fighting. And speaking of which, it's his turn now, and you're still engaged, so he's gonna and swing that nasty falchion of his at you again, narrowly missing. Kyrus, you just woke up. What are you doing?
I'm gonna leap to my feet,
Yep.
grabbing my long spear, and then whip my head around. Do I see any of them?
So interact with object, that's a standard, isn't it? Like picking, retrieving.
Kind of like drawing it, because...
No. I disagree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do the boss.
Yeah. If you're picking up something, that's not a weapon. If you're just picking something off the ground, it's not like you're drawing it from a scabbard or something like that. So I think that is...
Long spears don't have scabbards.
What's that?
No,
and that's what I'm saying, but that's why it makes it more difficult to get ready.
Yeah, so I'll look up and look around to
That's why we don't see a lot of Iijitsu spear fighters.
Yeah, not yet anyway.
Yeah.
So the corner that I'm in, that I slept in, is there any visibility to the outside?
I don't... Yeah, you can see outside, yeah. Like, I think... oh gosh, it's dark outside, right? Yeah, you can't see shit.
Well, I'm glowing like a torch.
You're glowing... Yeah, so I think you can see this, like, vibrant, glow, or violet glow from his, the circuitry in his body. Apart from that... I don't think you can see anything because of the ambient conditions, right? Okay,
so grab the long spear and leap to my feet, and then I'll be done for this round.
Okay. Then, Vortimer, you're next. You got this dying... The other orcs are running towards you as well, too. They're not there yet, but... One of them will be here next round. One of them will be here the round after. So, I'll just do this. I'll put them engaged with you. Yeah. He looks like he's barely on his feet. Like, let me try and translate the game mechanics into fiction here. He looks like he's might be able to stagger trying to carry after you or keep hitting you. That's it.
All right, so then I think I'm going to do the acrobatics trick and try to get away from him.
Yes, please, go ahead. Oh, nat 1.
That 1 point of astounding fortune if you want to spend it.
Yeah, I'd do that because that's their...
Yep, seems like that. This is the time. So, yeah, re-rolling acrobatics.
Okay. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Easy. What do we see as you duck out of this thing's, the reach of its...
So, yeah, he goes high, and I just kind of lean under it and step backwards.
Okay. So then, you can move. Where do you want to move?
So I want to move.
I think your circuitry is the glow is dying now, right?
Yeah. So I want to move kind of out of this structure and then towards where Kairos is.
Sure. Yeah. And like opposite direction from where the orcs are, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're out. Are you attempting to stealth now? Because if you leave the room, you're leaving line of sight from this dude. You could try and make a stealth check if you like.
Sure. I think that's the thing to do, probably.
Okay. Go ahead. So then next will be the orcs. This one kind of staggers outside and goes looking around. Once he gets a nat 20.
Why you run? Why you run?
Says the injured one. He's bleeding out more. His ally comes running in. Sees him and runs over. What's the target number for a heal to stabilize, John?
Just 15.
15? Okay. He says something to him. Yeah, and he stabilized him now.
Impressive.
Then the other one is going to be at the door for where you were running in. Kairos, what are you doing next? All the lights have gone out now.
He's going to use a standard action to cast his dancing light spell to get 4 little beams of light about 30 feet in front of him, out in the where he can see outside.
Okay.
And then he's going to move around the edge of the building and.
What is the? Can you click on dancing lights? I just want to see how much what the radius of light is on it.
It's like a torch.
Okay. Well, I just can't remember what torch is in this game, but it's 20 feet or.
20 feet of bright and then 20 feet of dim.
Okay, right. All right, so that means you're in dim light at least now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stand behind the edge of the wall and peek my head out.
Sure.
Kind of looking for these orcs.
So I think that 40 feet away. I think they might be a little. Here, do this. Give me a D4 roll. Let's see how many houses away this is from the from where you are. 2 houses away. Probably you can see one of them running up to the edge of the building. That's the one that's standing on its own, not next to the injured guy. So
and I'll shout out in comic. There they are.
Okay. Yeah. And this is the one with the big eyes that looks towards you, and he sees you now. Vortimer, you just heard Kairos yell out from up ahead, and you see there's a bunch of lights that have appeared around the building you last left him. What are you doing?
So I think I am gonna continue to try to move stealthily towards Kairos.
Okay.
With
stealthy. What you do? What, half move? Yeah. So yeah, you easily go carry on until you do something noisy. I won't make you make another stealth check. I think you're able to get. It's. We said you were 2 buildings away. You started moving last round. You're probably coming up to the back of the building now. Where were those dancing lights positioned, John? Like around each side, or?
It's kind of imagining like the house is in like a cul-de-sac circle or something.
Yeah.
I cast him to the outside, like to get as much area around the house as outside I could.
Okay. So then, is there a side of the house that has no lights on it?
There would be, yes.
Okay, so then that's where you're approaching Vortimer.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. So you, and I think if you make a double move, you're able to get in and see where Kairos is. And Kairos is sort of on the far side where he's cast all those lights and he's poked his head out. What are you doing?
So I'm gonna whisper, Kairos, it's me, Vortimer.
Yeah.
There are 3 orcs, but I wounded one of them.
Okay. Now, the one that is in the... So the 2 of them that are in the building, you're not sure what they're doing. The one that is out that sees you with the big eyes, he's going to turn and he's going to hurl. I'm going to give you partial cover, Kairos, with the way you described how you were there. So I think you get, what, +2 to your AC or +4?
Yes, +2 for partial.
+2, okay. So what's your AC currently then?
With the bonus, 19.
19. Unfortunately, I rolled an 18. I rolled an 18 against the player's face. And fortunately, they do not have a very good... Are you sure you're not missing any AC bonuses? Because I rolled only a 19.
I'm pretty sure, unless he's throwing outside his normal range, which give a penalty. But
let's see here. The range of his javelin says as far as I need it. That's weird, eh? No. Let's take a look here. Is there not a weapon list on the screen? There's not. What the fuck, game? Jeez.
Well, yeah. You said it was a javelin, right?
Yeah. Javelin's got what? What's the base range for it?
It's 30 feet thrown. 30
feet thrown. So if he moved forward towards you and through, then that would be within.
Okay.
Yeah, because... all right, so... But you know what? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, though, because I think it was such a narrow margin for hitting. So this massive, crudely made javelin hits right into the side of your of the house that you're in.
Like it hits the sound and starts skittering near his face, and he just gets his buckler up just enough to.
Yeah, and then he turns back. They're out here. They're out here. Kairos, what are you doing?
So he ran forward and threw it, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna step out.
Actually, he didn't. That's why you're still alive.
How far is he away?
He's about 60 feet away.
Okay. Well, I'll step out, twirl my long spear, and just charge straight at him.
Yeah.
Scream
Go ahead.
Orc. Time to die, orc.
Okay.
Sorry. He's a little upset. So.
I can tell.
How do I keep rolling?
Sheepers.
So low?
Oh gosh, the bonuses to hit in PF1 are a lot lower at this level than they are in a lot of the other games we play. So.
I have to keep rolling 2s and 3s.
Oh shit! All right, so you go racing over. So Vortimer, you see Kairos go running out. He's now about 10 feet away from this orc. Vortimer, what are you doing?
So I'm going to drop my sword and switch to my bow.
Okay.
And I'm going to line up a shot, not for the one that Kairos is going for, but for the other one.
Yeah,
if he pops out of the building, I want to shoot him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am 10 feet away from these guys, so it's friendly for shooters.
Yeah. And the way I think it's if you don't have a precise shot, it means -4 to hit. But your character, I can't remember what feats you have.
I do not have precise shot.
Okay.
No, but I'm just gonna aim for
Sure.
the doorway for the other one to come out.
Then yeah, go ahead and make your attack roll because one of them does come running out. Yeah, that last one, the one with the 3 arms. That is a solid hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh, you got damage already. This is likewise a lethal shot. So what do we see?
So this one we get it. He gets him like right in the mouth or something, so that it punches through.
Okay.
It clearly just missed the spinal cord, so it doesn't stop him.
Yeah.
But it is one of those just horribly deadly and.
Oh yeah, and as he's growling, he's spitting out blood like as if he's vomiting. Oh
yep.
God. Okay.
Was he foolish enough to rush me?
What's that?
Was he foolish enough to rush me?
He was trying to get to you, yeah, but then gets shot. And kind of staggers. And I'm not going to let him finish his round, so he's not quite up to you. He's just, he's probably about, he's within reach of your spear, if you so choose. The one that had the javelin, he's just going to try and stab you with said javelin. So step in. Yeah.
The javelin? Oh, he had multiple javelins, right?
Yeah, he's got multiple javelins, and I think that's just that's what this guy's shtick is. That is a AC 14, so I think that's a miss.
Narrow miss because I charged. So yeah, very narrow miss. Very
Brutal. All right, so he stabs at you, but that is a miss. Vortimer, you can see that one is charged in. Now, remind us, how does it work when they're within your reach of your spear?
If they move from the space that I threaten...
No, I want to know whether you can still attack with that weapon, or because it's a reach weapon, you can't use it.
If he's within 5 feet of me, I can't choke up on it.
Okay.
But I have a backup for that.
Okay. Well, let's see what is your backup, because that's what's happened right now. Is this guy's engaged with you?
Okay. Because I took an archetype called War Drummer, Belks and War Drummer, I can quick draw clubs. So I'm gonna reach down, take a hand off the spear, reach down, and quick draw a club out, and bash him in the face with it.
Okay. Go ahead.
And tell him to get out of my face, you dirty orc. Why?
Ugh.
Okay, then I'm gonna 5-foot step back.
Okay.
Actually, no. I will. Yeah, I'll 5-foot step back, and as a move action, I'm gonna start just use my drum to go dong dong dong.
Well, hold on. If you take, help me understand this. How the hell can you take a 5-foot step and do a move action?
Well, it's 5-foot step is kind of like a free action. You just
no, I get that, but it's if you don't. Is it if you don't take a move action, or if you don't move?
You can't move after. Yeah, you can't move. You still have your move equivalent action, but you can't.
I don't think. Hold on, move equivalent is language from 3E, isn't it? That's not from Pathfinder.
It's I can.
Just so I understand it, because it just seems like otherwise the 5-foot step. Like, why isn't everyone just always taking a 5-foot step at the end of each round?
They usually do if they can.
Oh, okay.
It's tactical movement. It's kind of why Pathfinder 2 has free action.
So what I'm finding on the Pathfinder subreddit is that yes, you can take a 5-foot step and do a move action as long as the move action isn't actually moving your character.
Okay. And
then just kick on my inspired rage. I'm not affecting the enemies, so. Okay,
works for me. All right, so then it is back, I guess. Oh no, Vortimer, your turn. What are you doing?
So Kairos 5-foot stepped back out of range.
Yep.
So I'm going to actually do my studied target now, since I might as well.
Yeah.
So study target and then take a shot at the one that is still in good condition.
Please do. Go ahead. I'm going to let you do it against flat-footed because he's not aware of you. That's a hit. It's not great damage,
3 points
but
of
it's a
damage.
Hit. Okay.
Because I get +1 from study target.
Oh, nice. Okay.
My buffs aren't working anymore. That's weird.
Your what aren't working?
My buff conditions aren't letting me click on them. It's weird.
Oh, I don't know. Okay. So that is, so Vortimer, that is your action. Then it's their turn. So he gets shot in the back. And I think that what this guy does is he takes a 5-foot step to... Oh, yes. Hold on, there's a withdraw action, isn't there? You take a full round action. Yeah. He's withdrawing from you and running back in. He's like, get out of here! Let's get out of here! And he helps his bleeding buddy back into that room. Because he's now down to -1. Unless you guys are pursuing, they are going to get their shit and get the hell out of here.
Vortimer will cover Kairos, but he's not interested in pursuing.
Yeah, Kairos just kicked his rage song on, so he's thinking blood and battle. So he's going to rush in on his next turn.
Okay. All right, so then we'll see in initiative order here. Kairos, you're up next. What are you doing?
He's going to move in up to 30 feet and try to stab one of them.
You can get in there. You're engaged with all of them now.
Okay, so just add 1 to the damage if I hit on this one.
Okay.
Hey, I might actually hit 1.
That's a hit. Boom.
So 7 damage.
Okay. So yeah, and it's likewise. That's another one. You've caved in its head. It's clearly a lethal strobe, but they're still... Vortimer, you've just seen Kairos go running in to try and fight these orcs. You have no line of sight to them right now. What are you doing?
So I'm trying to remember how far. Okay, so I'm going to. John, what kind of action is it to stow a weapon?
It'd be a move equivalent. Mostly interacting with items is a move.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm going to stow my bow, pick up my sword from the ground, and then I guess take my free 5-foot step.
Okay. All right. On their turn, oh boy, we've got 2 falchions on Kairos right now.
Yeah, they probably 5-foot step up and attack me. So.
Yep. So one of those is a 22, one of those is a 17.
Oh, damn.
Those both hits?
They both hit.
Okay, one of them didn't crit, but it was 1 off from critting on that, or potentially critting at least. All right. You take 6 points of damage and 5 points of damage.
I do have 2 10 hit points from my rage, but that's actually they're gone now. So
Okay, and then I've got the guy with the javelin is going to try and stab you as well.
okay,
That one is a miss. Okay, and then the orcs are still... Oh, wrong one. Okay, and then it is Kairos. You're up next. So you're facing 4 orcs in a closed area. What are you doing?
okay. So they moved into melee range with me to attack me, right?
Yep.
Now that I got wounded, he's still going to attack him. He's going to 5-foot step back, so they have to move towards him.
Okay.
And I'm going to add 1 because I'm the rage thing, and just attack another one. So 6 damage to 1.
That's a hit. Okay, and then let's see here. I'll roll randomly, see which one of the ones gets hit. 1, 2, 3, bottom one. Okay.
Okay, and I don't have any move equivalent actions I can do, so I'll just.
Okay, Vortimer, your turn.
So I'm assuming I don't need to be super stealthy to not be noticed if they're all focusing on Kairos. So I'm going to do my best to rush up to the back door on that one building that they're all in right now. And kind of peek inside and see what's
and you
going
can see, there's 3 of them that are going after Kairos. Kairos looks a little beaten up by a couple slashes on him. But he's still furious. He's shouting and chanting and shit. Like he's in his full-on, crazy, noisy fight stage. So for them, then, we got 2 falchions on you.
This is going to be bad.
21 and a 15.
Okay, 21 hits me.
21 hits you. You take 8 points of damage.
I'm under.
Okay. And then oh gosh, they're all attacking. So the last one's going to try and hit you again. That's a miss, fortunately. There's no way, even with you, what do you call it, with flat-footed, there's no way that hits.
Yeah.
All right, so Vortimer, you see this, he falls under the blows of those things. One of those orcs, his hand goes against the wall. He looks like it's the one with the caved-in head. He looks like he's almost ready to go down. Oop, wrong thing.
So orcs, I'm going to guess, like in many universes, this is the point where if we were doing the Lord of the Rings version, the orcs would say, it looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Yeah.
Because they're going to eat Kairos if I don't intervene.
It's possible.
Yep. So I'm still, I've still got steady target on the javelin one. So I'm going to rush out the darkness and try to slash him with my sword.
Go ahead, make your attack. I'll give you a... Ugh. That ain't good.
8?
8 is not going to be good enough to hit him. No. All right.
And I will shout, "Flee, orcs!" in Orcish.
All right. So that was on Vortimer's turn. Then we have the orc's turn. All right. So the one that is with the javelin is going to turn and try and skewer you. That's a miss, and then it dies. So it throws a spear out at you, or tries to get you, and then kind of hits against the side, and its eyes go dull, and it dies. The two with the falchions, they turn. One of them swings, big fat miss. Second one swings, a 13 AC. I take it misses.
That misses.
Nice. And then each of them goes down by one more.
And then Pathfinder thing, I gotta make a con check to stabilize.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, so you lose one. Vortimer, what are you doing?
All right, so move action to do a new steady target on whichever one looks the most beat up.
Yep.
Although they're both
The
dying.
one on the top, yeah, probably is more badly injured.
All right, and then I'm going to try to swing with my sword and see if I can't drive off one of them.
Okay.
A good kill on the other.
That is a hit.
For 5 damage.
5 points of damage. Nice. So this, another vicious strike on this thing. Then it is their turn. The one with that you hit, it seems to be in some kind of fury right now. The 12, 17?
17 hits.
It's okay. That is 8 points of damage.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. The last one,
One left.
an 8 in total. So that is a miss.
That is a miss.
This one staggers forward. It's the one with that you had slashed before. Its guts are open again and it's bleeding out. Nearly dead. Okay. Oop, no. I keep wanting to put what their actual scores are now. And I will make a will save for the last one. Okay, yeah, he makes it. All right.
Just missed my stabilization.
Oh, shit. Vortimer, you're up next. What are you doing?
All right, I'm going to try to finish off the one that I've been targeting.
Please do. That's more than enough. What does it look like as you... This is the, when the orc gets stabbed in the gut in Fellowship and he pulls it forward and then yanks it out? What do you do?
It's pretty much like that, as in, because I got him in the side before, and I think I got him in the neck with that last one, and then I get him on the other side to finish off the decapitation.
Nice. On his head. Hits the ground. It's the one with the big eyes, too. Oh, apparently it was the one in the initiative order as well. Okay. Wait, they were 16, weren't they? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So that was Vortimer. Then it is Kyrus.
Nope, I'm down. It's Orc's turn again.
Okay, Orc's turn again. All right. So this thing... Yay! Die! It's just saying in Orcish through gritted teeth in Orcish. Die! 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 At 20?
That, I think, hits me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Now, right? Because we...
Okay. I, 15 AC. Does that hit you?
15 AC does not hit me.
So it's not a critical... It's not a, what do you call it?
You don't outright die.
You don't outright die. All right, so here's what happens. How many points of Astonishing Fortune are left?
0.
0! Okay. So you hit him. This thing smashes you with the side of the falchion, and you hit the side, and then you pass out. So you take 5 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We go into negatives in Pathfinder 1,
Yes,
right?
Yep,
you
yep.
die at negative con score.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a long time to go. Okay. Now, John, you're up next. Give us a con roll. See if you stabilize.
I do. Negative
Okay.
5.
All right. So, and then Vortimer, I can't remember if you have to stabilize or not. I think so. So give us a con check.
Basically, you want to... Nope.
No.
Okay. So -1 and go again. What is your con score?
10.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, all right. So I'm at -5 after the first one.
Yep.
Ooh, no.
6.
Okay.
That does
19.
it.
All right. So here's what happens, guys. Oh
Days
man.
Later, they wake up hungry, thirsty.
Yeah, it's gonna be so like 3 days later is when the two of you finally kind of come to, and what you find is because you had killed the orcs and they were bleeding out anyway, you both sort of wake up, and you can see for you, Vortimer, it's rebooting, and there's corpses of those 3 disfigured orcs lying in the building with you as you sort of. Oh, I think Kairos, you're the one who gets up first. Did you have any of your cure spells prepared?
I'm a spontaneous caster, so I have 3 of them.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So.
Yeah. So why don't you do that? And Pathfinder, do you heal from negative or do you heal at 0 going up?
When you stabilize and come to it, you'll be at 0 when you come to. So.
Oh no, but you would wake up before him.
Okay.
So
I'd be at -1 for like half a day.
So the first thing I do is try to heal him.
Okay, and that's what I'm asking, is that if he's at -1, like what happens when you cast a spell? Do you start?
It'll go up from the negatives like normal healing does.
Okay, so it's just use normal math. You don't you don't start at 0 and go up. Okay, thanks. So go ahead and give us a cure spell.
Get him to 2.
Sure, 2. So guys, what do we see? We're gonna take a mid-session break in a second here, but what do we see as the 2 of you kind of wake up?
So Caius he'll groan and look over at Vortimer and see that he's not dead. He just reaches down and he starts chanting his Saren Ray, and he just shakily lays a hand on Vortimer, and Vortimer wakes up to just the rhythmic chanting as energy floods into him.
Yeah. So you sort of you come back, to consciousness, Vortimer, and you see Kairos, standing before you, and then I think your vision kicks in before your hearing does, and then as your hearing goes in, you can hear the gentle like do 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 or whatever from his drums. What do you guys say?
Did we get him?
I believe we got them.
Okay. So let's take our mid-session break, guys, and we'll come back and see what happens next. I'm gonna roll because I'm dying to know. It's not raining today, guys. And it's not overcast. You actually got clear skies for today. So, so for those listening at home, we'll be back in a moment, and then we'll check in with chat, and then we'll see what happens next.
Such peaceful music for murdering orcs.
Yeah.
I think they murdered us.
Yeah, it was really a bit of tomato. Okay, back momentarily, folks. All right, got my coffee. I am good to go here. Okay, hold on here.
Marjorie, my wife says she was pleasantly surprised to see you're playing Pathfinder and Iron Gods to boot.
Oh,
She said,
yes.
she started watching this was because you were playing Iron Gods, and then when it got canceled, she was sad, but she kept watching anyway.
Well, you can tell that it is a belated birthday present for her dear husband, so.
She says if you start playing this on Friday, she might want to join in.
All right, let's see here. Howdy, guys. Okay, so Fred, what's shaking? Brian, what's going on? Suso, what is going on? Trying to play the game. Oh, yeah, Brian's got his first, what do you call it tomorrow? His first Champions game. Shanti, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. Survival is indeed for tracking. Oh, thanks, Flame. This is one helpful thing with running a game like Pathfinder or like D&D 5 is that there's just a lot more people who know the rules than what I do. Okay. I like it when I know a game well. It makes things move faster. Yep, totally. Such peaceful music, Gus. Such peaceful music for murdering orcs. Totally agree.
Gus, Kitty, that is my wife, Marjorie.
Oh, nice. That's great. Hi, Marjorie. What's shaking? Okay. So, guys, you guys come to having nearly murdered the orcs. You know, I will say this is one of those things that I think is funny in the same way that I like seeing how a lot of our AD&D stuff functions when you just let the rules run on autopilot. It's kind of interesting that this is how things worked out in Pathfinder, rules as written too.
Yeah.
Orcs are fucking mean. Holy smokes.
So much.
Jeepers. All right.
They're party killers.
Yeah. So as they, and I love that you knew that, but then ran into a room with 3 of them. That's some good role playing.
I can separate myself from my character fairly well.
Absolutely. So because this is John's birthday session as well too, let's refresh that Astonishing Fortune pool. So you guys got 4 Astonishing Fortune again.
Burn through that so quick.
Oh, well, there's 2 of you. The game isn't, at least the combat mechanics of the game aren't really suited for a lot of forgiveness in when there's only 2 players. So
let me go ahead and burn through the other cure lights.
Okay.
1 to me and 1 to Vortimer.
9. Holy smokes. Who's getting the 9?
Yeah, Vortimer.
9. There you go. Vortimer, you got 9 back because of Kyrus's magic.
For me.
Pretty awesome.
I do have a Wand of Cure Lights that we almost ended the session with way back then, but I think we'll save those.
Okay. So what's going through your head here, guys? This, Zagath, the town is now gone. And everything is dried, like it's been rained on and whatnot. So the land, the village is completely gone now.
Paris is grateful to be alive.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that you guys are probably carrying. What's the most significant wound that each of you are carrying away from this?
It was a falchion that took me down, right? Or was it the javelin?
I think the falchion took both of you guys down.
Kyrus would have probably tried to block it with his buckler, and it just glanced off and slashed him straight in the chest. I think he lost his favorite scarf he wears that goes down to his waist, got cut in half, and he's like, mending. Yeah, let's fix that.
Yeah. Vortimer, what about you?
I think probably something like I wonder if the orc tried to it didn't realize or didn't know that I was an android, so it was thinking 2 meals, and so it tried to kind of whack me unconscious almost. So I've got like a really kind of nasty kind of blunt force trauma wound on the side of the head.
Yeah. Okay, love it. So then, what are you guys doing next then? As you come to your feet, Kyrus's magic restores a little bit of your vitality. But what you can kind of see here, looking around, like it's a strangely pleasant day. The wind isn't that bad. There isn't a cloud in the sky. No rain. First thing I'm assuming you check on is your boat, which is still there.
We have to decide whether we're going to head back to Hajo-Thecados to report the Bloodgar have gotten really vicious, or we continue north.
I mean, they did that's the stories you've been hearing. Like when they've been killing people up and down the river all season. Like this is consistent with what you've been hearing. Whatever's gone on with the Bloodgars, this is a very different kind of viciousness.
Then we should try to get home. Protect Torch and the other villages from being ransacked.
Okay.
I agree.
But first, let's sit down and have a big meal because we've been conscious for days.
Okay. So you guys enjoy your meals.
Ration.
Yeah, you're quite dehydrated, but you're able to get yourself back up in fighting form. I think I'm only going to give you a half-day travel for today, just because I think getting yourselves back and ready in fighting form. So let's see if anything happens of interest on the river. Maybe more orcs? Boat orcs! Oh no! The worst kind. You're very grateful to see that the afternoon that you spend traveling down the river is uneventful. Tell me about how you're going to sort of make camp for the night. Are you just going to try and find a place to tie the boat up, or?
Well, Vortimer is thankfully immune to fatigue and exhaustion. I think he might be able to keep us up the river during the night.
Oh yeah,
Can I just row like the whole night, since I don't have to?
Yeah, because you're not set to fatigue. Sure. Yeah. So I think what you pass, if you continue rowing, what you pass halfway through the night, Vortimer, is another community that seems to have. It's another place where you normally would have, and this is probably about 5 a.m. Kairos is dead asleep in the boat, and you can see it's on the left bank. And the community here, it's not quite as raised to the ground as what Zagath was, but there's damage to the dock. There's damage to at least one of the buildings up there.
They might have been able to fight them off then, right?
Yeah. It could have been just kept. Who knows what the circumstances were for where Zagath was hit, but it's about partway through the second day. So you get to about here. It's partway through the next day when you guys are going along, and you're coming up on a community called Rodel. And you've been to Rodel before too. It's actually a little bigger than some of these others. It's closer to about 100 people inside, and it's built on. There's sort of a like a substructure underneath it that centuries ago was discovered that has like the remnants of what do you call it? Some of the the Numerian sky tech in it. So it's really more just the superstructure. It's made of sky metal. So what's ended up being built is effectively like, imagine a community where just your what do you call it? Your basements all sort of link up with each other, and they're all made of Numerian sky metal. So as you're kind of riding up towards Rodel, your first thought is preparing yourself for what you're going to see. But as you're getting down close towards it, Vortimer, you hear something first. And this is... Are you hearing this right? It sounds like children laughing.
Kairos, do you hear anything?
Kairos, give me a perception check, will you?
His android ears and eyes are so much better than mine. Most because I only have one eye.
Yeah. Nope. So you're listening, and you're like, what am I listening for? And it doesn't take long for you to see what it is that Vortimer is talking about, because as you come around a bend in the Seven Tears River, on the right bank this time, you can see that they're down near where the beach at Rodel is, and there's the docks kind of roughly, crudely made, big enough for you guys to bring your docks up. You can see that there's kids playing down on the beach. And you look up, and the Rodel looks the same as you've always seen it. More so than even just that it looks like an everyday community. There's no defensive measures that have been made here whatsoever. No efforts to try and, ward off attackers or anything like that. So as you guys come riding up, you can see some of the kids from the beach sort of see you, and sort of like, hi, 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 hi.
I have a bad feeling about this, Vortimer.
Is there something menacing about children?
No. I'm thinking about the towns we just passed, and this one being untouched.
Give me a knowledge local check there, Kairos. See how much more you know about Rodel.
Not too
Yeah,
much.
good enough. Yeah. So the people in Rodel are nice. Like, this is one of the things that Rodel, because of the ample amount of really secure storage space down there, they also often will store things. And there's a weird part of the of one of the substructure that is always cold. Local specialists, or if you speak to the Technic Union, they would say that it's some kind of Numerian technology that does that. So for preserving food and stuff like that, it's a really ideal location. In fact, there are a couple of boats that are, I think with a roll, will follow forward from that decent roll. One or two boats from locals. We'll say one local as well, too. Another person who sets out from Wharf to head down the river.
Oh.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's weird. You're absolutely right. This does seem, given what you've passed, quite strange, but it's not unusual for Wharf. You passed by here when you came down, in fact. It's always a nice place to stay. There is an actual proper... It's not an inn so much as it is just a place with... Because they've got all those, chambers underneath, too, you can actually get a place to sleep on your own and have privacy.
I think we should probably hole up here for the night and see what we can hear about what's going on, and maybe warn some people about what we saw.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Besides, even your mechanical muscles need rest eventually. You won't heal if you don't rest.
Okay. So, you bring or navigate the boat in to dock, and there's someone from the, an adult who kind of comes down the river, and his name will be, let's see here. His name is Gavers. And you've seen him before too. And he's like, "Hello, throw your rope up. I'll tie you up here."
Hey, Gavers, how's things in town?
Oh, same old, same. And you? Where are you coming from? You coming from Hajo-Thecados?
Yeah, indeed. We got a little sidetracked about a day ago, or I'm not sure exactly, but a day's travel from here.
Yeah, jeez, Vortimer, that is a hell of a shiner on your head there. How'd you manage to do that?
Orcs.
Orcs? Where'd you run into orcs? On the river?
The ruins of Zagath?
The ruins of Zagath?
Yes.
Zagath? Yes.
That's sad news we bear, my friend.
Oh, Zagath.
Oh, sorry, I should have typed that out a long time ago. So he kind of looks at you. He's like, "What do you mean, Zagath? The ruins? It's gone."
It was. I'll tell him we set out on this day of the month, and we just woke up a day ago after being felled by orcs.
Sure.
We took them down, but
Really?
the town was smoking ruin. We think the Bloodgar were involved. Rumors from Hajo-Thecados they're just going crazy.
You guys are still in Bloodgar territory as well, too, incidentally. Would you give me each a sense motive roll? That is a skill in this, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Actually, decent at sense motive if I don't roll low. Of course, I roll... Oh, no, I roll decently.
Sorry. How about I move where my coffee is? I'll stop doing that then. Boom. There we go. Kairos, he's lying.
That he hasn't heard news of this?
It's a complete put on. You know, like, Vortimer, you saw it the way I presented it. Kyrus, you see it as, really? Huh? That's just so weird. That destroyed Issei. Wow, to the ground. Unbelievable. Huh. Well, yeah. Bloodgar.
Yeah. Kyrus is internally he's like raising an eyebrow. He's like, "What the hell is going on here?" But then he'll just say, "Yours is the first town that I've seen untouched. Has the news not really got to you?"
Vortimer, would you mind giving me a perception check as well, too, please? Something unrelated here. Sorry. News? No, I mean, we've heard that there's been trouble, but I mean, you know, the Gar are trouble every season. Vortimer, you got... Something's buzzing.
Look around, see if I can... Anything obvious?
No, it's... Oh, man. Oh, God, it's in your head. The hell? Kyrus, you don't hear anything. But... So, he says, all right, well, are you guys... Are you staying the night, then? Anything to offload here? Is this staying in the boat? Do you want this in the warehouse? Do you want...
Well, we've already offloaded all the goods. We're just traveling back to Torch now. We thought we'd, since this place looks untouched, it might be a good place to rest.
All right. Yeah. Vortimer, what is that buzzing? Why is Kyrus not hearing it?
Kyrus, do you hear anything?
No. Nothing unusual.
What are you, what do you mean? Says Gavers. What do you mean buzzing?
There's a terrible buzzing in my ears.
Huh.
He did get hit pretty hard by a sword, so...
That's probably it, yeah. That's gotta be it. Sure, yeah. You were hit in the head. Gosh. Maybe a drink? Do androids drink? I don't know. Do you want a drink?
Another time, but Kyrus, I wasn't hearing the buzzing on the boat.
What buzzing? I don't know. Kyrus, you don't need to make another sense motive check. Seems to tweak something in him. He's trying to downplay this. Vortimer, you're welcome to make a sense motive, but I think that because you're...
Yeah, I don't... Well, and I'm
not... fuck it. Make a roll. Let's see. We, this is part of the fun of rolling the dice is having those weird results. No, absolutely not. You're so distracted by them.
I'm focused on the buzzing thing, and it's... Even at the best of times, that's not really my MO, so not surprising.
Okay, so you're sort of... God. And this is a guy who is, it sounds like, normally really canny and aware of his surroundings, too. So, Kyrus, I don't think you need to make a, insight or anything like that check to realize, what the fuck is going on with him?
Okay. That's making me not want to go into this town at all. Just if this guy's hiding something, and Vortimer's very perceptive. If he says he hears something, he hears something. He's like, I'll say, you know what? I think I'm starting to hear something buzz too. And he goes,
Kyrus, give me a sense, or give me a knowledge local. Actually, each of you guys can give me a knowledge local check if you like. Do you have points in it, Vortimer?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
He's more specialized than me, so yeah.
Okay.
No. I got a general knowledge. So.
Okay. So you're 20. So here's the thing, Vortimer, is this is not the first time something like this has happened to you. Sometimes there's just Numerian tech that just it interferes with, because you're of the what the androids are a species that seems to somehow be related to the reign of stars. So the thing is, last time you were here, you did not experience this, but you have experienced something like this before. It just means that there's probably some kind of Numerian tech nearby that is giving you, mechanically, it's not going to give you any penalties or shit like that. It's just, it's a constant irritant for you. It's the android equivalent of, tinnitus.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you say? Or what do you... Yeah, that's what you sort of realize that this is. Oh, great.
Kairos, I've experienced something like this a couple of times. It seems like somehow the technology, it interferes with my senses. And I'll
Gavros
turn
says,
to, yeah.
are you? It's not going to hurt you though, right? You're not in pain.
No pain.
All right. Well, come on in. Come on in. I know that Shara will be glad to see you.
I'm eyeballing Gavers and just watching him.
Sure. So, based on what you rolled from your knowledge local, like, you've never known this guy to be... There are some shady characters, up and down the river. There's always people who are trying to get ahead by cutting corners and stuff like that. You never got that sense from this guy.
I shrug and say, well, it should be okay, Vortimer. We're planning on leaving in the morning anyway and head north. So, let's get some drinks or whatever you want to drink.
Okay.
Down in town.
Okay.
Let me know if it starts to hurt you.
Okay.
Is there, as we get closer to the town, the buzzing change at all?
Gets a little more pronounced. Still not to the point of, like, there's no pain, I'm not imposing penalties of any kind, but it's there. Oof. If you have to be around this for more than a day or so, though, you're probably going to want to... It may then eventually end up causing a little bit of a penalty. Probably -1 to skill checks and things like that, attacks.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, no, it's just... You'll be able to get through a night, for sure. So, when you head into the... what do you call it? The sort of local, watering hole, which, let's see here, I think it's going to be called... let's see here. It's called the Bend, and it's sort of a double entendre thing where there's on the sign there's sort of a the bend in the river which is where Rodel is located, but it's also got a bent arm with a drink in it as well. So you're heading into the Bend Tavern, and it's actually fairly slow, at least based on what. Let me rephrase that. It's got the usual locals in there too, but you look around and doesn't seem to be anyone else who who's not from here. And you went in, and Shara is the proprietress here, and she's behind the bar, and she's talking to someone who's there, and kind of looks over, and she says, "Kairos, is that you?"
In the flesh, although bruised and beaten a bit.
Bruised and beaten? Well, come on over. Take a load off. Vortimer, is that you?
It is.
I know your kind doesn't imbibe, but I can't remember. Are you immune to poison, or you're not? I think it's disease only, right?
Yes, it's only.
Yeah, you can get hammered then. Absolutely.
Double checking.
Yeah, I'm pulling up my...
Disease.
Yeah, it's only a disease, right? Not
he gets bonuses against poison, but he's not immune to it.
So it'd take you a little longer. So yeah, I think there's probably is Vortimer much for imbibing?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
This is a great duo we got. Kaius likes to drink. Vortimer doesn't.
Okay.
Kaius is a face. Vortimer's not.
Yeah. So Kaius takes his seat too, and Vortimer, you sit next to him. Kaius, you get a couple of drinks poured for you right away.
Oh yeah.
And what do you guys want to do? What happens next?
Kairos loves to sit and listen to the any kind of gossip or rumors that are going on. And if they ask, he'll share that they came across the ruined town of Zagath, and
you're kidding.
It was sad, and
you thought it was the Gars that did that.
Well, we ran into a couple of orcs who we killed, but they banged us up pretty good. I think they mentioned something about the Blood Gars at one point or another, but mostly killing. Yeah.
Vortimer, you have not used your nanite surge yet today, right? Okay. So yeah, I mean, you guys, you share the news, and Shara responds in much the same way that that Gavers did, which is to say, you know, a fake kind of a surprise. Really? Oh, I can't believe that. That's just that's unbelievable. She offers you as well too. There's to be honest, it's closer to like a cleaning solvent than it is an alcohol, but it's something that that androids sometimes, if they are inclined to drink, but if Vortimer's more of a teetotaler because, you know, there's no point to it, then she won't offer it to him. Yeah, I mean, otherwise, let's see here. Give me another, Kairos, would you kindly give me another sense motive check? Because and what this is going to judge is you sort of picking up the flow of the conversation here.
Okay.
Okay.
Boop.
Nice. Okay. So here's what you pick up is that everything they're talking about, like, this is after about 2-3 hours of sitting around sort of, you know, chit-chatting and whatnot too. They offer you, you guys, do you want separate rooms or you want one room?
I'm fine just being in the same room as Vortimer.
Okay. So then, yeah, because I mean, Vortimer's not going to sleep anyway. He's going to creepily stand next to you.
Nice to have a bodyguard, actually.
Yeah. You call it what you want. What you pick up is as you're sort of enjoying yourself and, you know, getting into the drinks. For one thing, it's weird that there's no one else here. If you ask about the people who own the boats that are there, they tell you that they've either moved on or I saw them around here somewhere. And it's clear that seems to be covering up for things. The other thing is you've heard about every bit of local trivia, every bit of like weird local bullshit, like, you know, it gives you the gossip of two farmers who are fighting over a fence. You know, there's some gossip about, one of the guys outside, he's pretty sure he's got gremlins, you know, that are coming in for the thing, and what problems will come from that. And in contrast to what you were hearing in Hajo-Thecados and what the sort of scuttlebutt was up in Torch before you went down, it's shocking to you that this many hours go by, and if you do bring up the topic of the Bloodgars, it just dovetails back into some other talk. They downplay it, and they just start talking about other things. They tell you a funny story about so-and-so, you know?
Okay, so they're avoiding the subject.
Anything else you guys want to do before bed?
How's Vortimer looking on health?
I'm at 13 out of 17.
Okay, well, we probably don't need to be casting healing spells then.
You guys can see each other's bars, right?
I cannot see Vortimer's.
Oh, hold up. How's that? Can you see him now? Oh, you know what? I'm a dummy. Because Pathfinder automatically assigns the top one to the health bar instead of the bottom. How about now? Okay. Sorry, guys. I thought I had set those properly.
That's right. I think Night
How's
of
that?
Healing should be...
You can each see each other's bars now? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. Sorry about that. Okay, so, yeah. Anything else happen before you guys hit the sack? Anything else you want to sort of do or try and direct the conversation towards?
What kind of accommodations is the room like?
It's some of those the part of the what do you call it, Numerian Skytech structure that's underneath here. You guys have stayed down there before. It's not unusual. What they've done is they've used either some kind of magic or some kind of tech or whatnot to basically like seal off the area here so that guests can stay in there, but they're not going to be able to get into access either the storage rooms or into other people's basements and stuff.
Yeah.
If you like, you the players would picture if some enormous a chunk of a spaceship smashed into the ground here and left like a deck of the ship underneath here, and then they built a town on top of it with the basements being in there. That's kind of what the situation is.
That's a really good picture.
Mm-hmm.
So, is what I'm wondering, is the buzzing worse down there?
The buzzing is not appreciably worse down there, no.
Okay. I prefer to have rooms where I can see the stars at night. Since I don't sleep, that's what I do, is I just watch the sky. But, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to stay outside if Shara's not too fussed one way or the other. If Kairos wants to sleep and you want to stand outside and watch the stars, you know, she's happy. Fill your boots.
Just Kairos is really suspicious for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't actually feel like he's in danger here, so
Yeah.
he'll go and sleep inside.
Okay. And Vortimer, what about you?
Yeah, I think I'll find a good place to sit outside and watch the stars and do my scrim shooter thing.
Sure.
Based on his suspicion, though, he's gonna heal both of us before we go to bed.
Sure.
First to Mortimer, and then to myself. 5 and 3. Okay, that puts me at perfect.
Okay. Actually, Vortimer perfect as well, too. Yeah, you guys are right as rain.
Got one spell left in case something happens, but
Okay. All right, so Kairos, would you give me a perception check, please?
Sure can.
Okay. Awesome. So, tell me, what do you think you were dreaming of until you've been jerked awake?
Well, I think he was just dreaming of the last day's been haunting him since last night. You know, just waking up from unknown days of being unconscious and just the bright sunlight and the clear open sky and the sun on his face. So I think he's just having a somewhat pleasant dream of Sarah and Ray watching out for him.
Sure. So
And
that's what you're pulled out of, is into the darkness, and there's like they would supply you with a lantern that you can it's an oil burning lantern you could turn on and whatnot to see in here too. The cabin is that the room that you're staying in has kind of like a there is a sliding kind of door that goes in, and then it latches. But the latch and the handle and such have been kludged on afterwards. Like, it's not part of what the original structure was. But what you hear is you start hearing the fumbling of someone unlocking your door. The room itself is probably only about, the walls are completely nondescript. It's this gray sky metal of some kind. There's no other lights. There's no other features in the room. Much of this particular... and the size is about 20 by 30. So you're sleeping on a stuffed mattress, and I think that it probably would have built a bed. They would have had time to do that over the decades. So you're in bed, when you can hear someone is unlocking the door from the outside.
what's the dimensions of the room? I'm guessing a long
20
sphere.
by 30, and the ceiling is probably 20 feet tall.
It's a big room.
Yeah, like because the sky metal is so tough, they can't really rework the stuff. What the best they can do is try and find ways to retrofit them to work properly. What are you doing?
I guess Kairos will just shift on the bed till he's sitting up and lever himself to his feet with a spear.
Yep.
And just look at the door, and as soon as he hears it click, like somebody unlocks it, he's going to use open close cantrip to slide the door open and look who it is.
Sure. Yeah. Then let me see here. What happens is the door, and let's put some more exciting music on here. There we go. Oh. Is that the one I want? Let's see, what's this one sound like? Ooh, it sounds good. All right. So what you hear, or what you see, is as the door slides open, there are two men standing there. One of them is holding a lantern. They're locals. You don't necessarily know their names, but you've seen them around here. And both of them have cudgels in their hands. And they are surprised. Now, I'm going to quickly look and see how... I can't remember how surprise works in Pathfinder.
You get a single action that you can use.
Oh, and then we go into initiative?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're surprised. What are you doing?
Can I tell they got the look that they were about to ambush me?
It's on the stage towards that, yeah. I mean, you've never had people lurking around outside with cudgels in their hands before.
Interesting. Well, Kyrus will just, he'll frown, shake his head and say, Bob, Steve, bad move. And he's going to cast Grease right at their feet.
Nice, okay. So go ahead and click on Grease. Awesome. Okay, so let's see here. They need save versus 13. Okay, and then it covers solid surface. Okay, so reflex save or they fall. Let's make a save for both of these. I'm going to give them -2 to the roll because they were completely unprepared for this as well. So reflex save. All right. That means I need a 15. Okay, one of them manages to keep his feet. The other one, boom, hits the ground. And 50-50 chance. The lantern hits the ground. So, that was our first round. Kyrus, why don't you click on your token? Let me clear the initiative tracker here.
Does the lantern go out?
Good question. Give me a 50% chance of it going out, let's say.
Okay, 50 or under, it goes out. 51 or higher, it's on.
Yep. Out. We're in darkness now. Oh, damn it! The light! So the one is standing, the other one is not. And
initiative.
Okay. Oops. Here we go. And let's put these guys down here. Boom. 1 and 2. Okay, and add a turn. Okay, they are acting on a 10. So, Kyrus, you're up first. What are you doing? Pitch blackness right now. You've got your spear in your hand. What are you doing?
Well, I can't see anything, so that's fun. I'm going to cast Dancing Lights behind them.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move up within 10 feet of the guy on the ground and just wait for them to move and stab the guy when he does.
So duration is, what, 2 minutes? And what's the area?
I'll click on the spell again.
10-foot square. Fuck, so you greased your exit from your room, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about getting out. So.
Okay. All right. So then, I'm sorry, what were you doing? You were attacking, you said?
No, I cast my spell as my action, but I'm moving up, so if he tries to stand, it'll provoke from me.
Got it. Okay,
if
so...
the guy comes at me, then I'll...
Yep, the guy is trying to stand.
Okay. Steve should have stayed down. And his AC's 4 lower, I think, because he's prone, so...
Okay.
Ooh.
Huge hit. All right, so you kill this guy. You skewer him through... the other guy, I need to make a... acrobatics check. He falls. Boom! He's on the ground.
Get up, Bob.
Kyrus, what are you doing?
I point the spear right at his throat. I'm like, what's going on, Bob?
Give me an intimidation check and go ahead and take a +4 to that.
I'm actually built for intimidate, so...
Okay.
4. Boom.
Okay, 21, nice. All right, so he stops... and he drops the cudgel, puts his hands up, and he's like, "No, don't! We have to.
Who's making you do this?"
He's like, "No one, but it wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea at all. It was Gavers. You beat his will check by 10. So
yeah,
what do you?
I'm gonna look at his friend, and he just makes me mad that I had to kill him, and I just growl at him. What's going on? What technology do you have here that's causing this buzzing?
Sure. So if you want, John, I'm giving the narrative of him being dead. Rules is written, he's bleeding out. If you want to not kill the guy,
I don't.
what, you don't care?
No, I want to stabilize him.
Yeah. Then you what do you call it? Either give me a heal check or cast a spell.
Unfortunately, I don't have stabilize as a cantrip, but I
Fuck.
do have a wand. I will spend a wand charge to heal him.
So here's okay, yeah, because I guess like you really can't move in. Oh wait,
Yeah.
that's a range of touch though, isn't it?
It is.
Because isn't Grease out right now?
It is. But I think if I move slowly, I can walk within or through it at half speed.
I think you have to make a acrobatics check, don't you, to do that?
Yeah.
So give us. It's only a 10. It's a 10 DC. So let's see.
It's a 50-50 for me, I think.
Okay. You guys have a lot of astonishing fortune though, so
Oh, I make it. Okay.
fucking nice one. All right.
Yeah,
so you make your way over and
I shift over. I got these wrist sheaths that I got, so I keep my long spear on the guy and just pop it out, grab the wand, and hit him with it.
okay.
Uh,
Oh. Let's see what he's healed by.
oh yeah, I didn't program the heal in there, so it's a D8 plus 1.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
Full. What is going on? Who put you up to this, other than Gabbers? I mean,
You gotta. It's Gavers. You have to talk to him. He brought that thing back, and then the beast followed him. But Gavers could talk to it. Gavers could talk to it, and when the Gars came, the beast drove him off. But it's hungry.
you've seen this beast.
Yes,
Describe it to me.
it's.
Basically, I want to try to get an explanation so I can roll a knowledge
Sure.
check on it.
Let me check here. I don't think I have 6 bestiaries full of things that may possibly be there. I don't think that unless you see it, you're making a roll successfully. Or I'm going to set the difficulties to be pretty fucking high.
It's okay. It's just this is what Kairos. He wants to know what it is.
Yeah. I think what he describes, and the other thing is the imperfection of how they're describing it as well too. So, yeah, what he describes is that it's some kind of river beast, something that lurks in the water, something changed by something out there. A plague of some kind, a swarm of some kind. It had lights and claws.
Really not wanting to stick around now. Kairos will says, "Looks like Steve's okay."
Yeah, he's stabilized.
Have you been after Vortimer?
No.
Was
We
it
were going to
just-
take you, and it only needs one. It only needs one every couple of nights. We take it down. And he gestures elsewhere. There's a lower level. It's flooded, but it seems to... It feeds there.
I see.
We had to do it. You have to understand that the Gars would come and would have killed all of us. It keeps us safe. And then you kind of remember, oh yeah, there's those boats of those people you know that were out and around somewhere.
Yeah, the only thing that's keeping Kairos from just thrusting his spear right in his throat angrily was just... It's like, I understand the situation you were put in.
We had no choice.
There's always a choice.
Gars brought it back. Gavers brought it back. It spoke. He could speak to it. How is that not a sign of the gods? Saying that they wanted us to do this. And this thing followed back. And he could speak to it through the device.
There are more than just good gods out there. You could have left.
Where? Where would we go, Kairos?
anywhere else.
There is nowhere. This is our home. If you were in this position, you would do the same thing.
I would have tried to kill it. Like I'm going to now. Get out of my way.
He's so intimidated by, he steps out of your way.
So yeah, Kyrus is just radiating menace. He's just going to stamp upstairs until he finds Vortimer.
Okay, so I think as you get closer to your exit, what you hear is that there's a couple of people talking in the what do you call it? In the room where the ladder kind of leads up and into the bend.
Okay, what are they saying?
They're just talking about what, how long are we going to keep this on for? Well, as long as they're here. If the guards move on, we won't need it anymore. Gavers can get rid of it then. Until then, we need this. It's the only thing keeping them away. You know that. Oh, it's just so many people. Someone's going to notice. And what if it stops working? What if it gets free? What if... And the voice comes back in, don't talk about such things. Gavers knows that it's working and is keeping it under control. We just need to... I don't want it to be Kyrus, but... What would you give? Your daughter? And there's silence.
Now I'm glad I saved the guy. So there's a ladder going up like a trapdoor. Is that how you described it?
Yes, it's sort of like a trapdoor that leads up. Like what they've done is they've used like hatches that lead down into this, or holes that they've partially built over. Vortimer, would you give me a perception check, please? So, what do we see? It is another beautiful, clear night out, and what is it that he's looking for when he's stargazing?
There's probably like some type of, like, in the way that we have Orion as the hunter, there's probably something similar in the night sky that, a hunter or a great beast or something like that as a constellation. Yep. That's what his favorite, right?
Yeah,
that's sort of his thing.
Okay, so you've been staring at that, and then you hear a door open. You kind of look over, and you can see that the door to the bend has opened, and there's a lot of light coming out. It's really late for the bend to be up and open. There's no business going on. You've been so enraptured with the stars, you haven't noticed it. And in fact, I think you got it. Is that Shara? Shara's still up, and she's talking to someone else in there as well. It's weird.
It is odd. I think I might go see if I can't find Kyrus, because last time it did not work out well to try to engage on my own.
Yeah. So you head down. Why don't you give me a... I'm guessing you're trying not to be seen, right?
Yep.
Give us a good old stealth check here. Nice. Okay. With the ambient darkness as well, too, outside, tell us how you kind of make your way up to the bend and what you do.
I kind of, just sort of do that kind of eerie crouch down and that kind of long-legged stride that's just very kind of even, and it's almost, it looks as if, like, if somebody saw it, they'd think, is that like a piece of cloth kind of blowing along across the path or something like that?
Okay. So you stealthily make your way up to the side of the bend, and the window's open because it's nice out. And you can hear them. They're talking quietly, so their voices don't carry. But now that you're up close enough, with your keen hearing, you hear basically the gist of the conversation that Kyrus overheard as well. So you hear that, I don't want it to be Kyrus, but would you rather your daughter?
It's very strange.
If you take us a look inside too, you can see that the trap door leading down to the rooms is open.
Okay.
Normally you prefer to stay outside, but at the night they close that so that noise doesn't travel, right? It's also, at night they don't have the lights on. There's no one partying, there's no active people drinking in here or socializing or whatnot. Shara seems to be sitting on a stool, waiting, and then the man seems to be pacing back and forth. Both are oblivious to you.
Just one man?
Just one man and Shara.
Okay. I think I will, because I don't know. It's hard to interpret how Vortimer would think about things because he doesn't feel things like the rest of us.
Yeah.
But that he's definitely kind of probably talked to Kairos in the time a little bit about this sort of eerie feeling that Kairos has, and he can even pick up on a little bit of it. So I think what he's going to do is trying to figure out if there's a way that he could get to the trapdoor to get down into the rooms where Kairos is without being seen. There's a back entrance he could circle around to.
Yeah, I think there probably is. There certainly is a back entrance. It's just a question of whether you can get through it. It's locked, but what is you have a disabled device and you have the tools I think you need to be able to pick locks, right?
I have a crowbar.
Yeah,
I don't see any type of lock-picking tools on my sheet. But because my disabled device is more like trap finding related.
So you can still try it. It just increases the difficulty by 10.
Okay.
So this is going to be a pretty darn high thing.
Well, then let's try it. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you rolled high.
You know what? Tell us what it is that you do to get the lock open without having to actually have lock picking tools on you.
So Vortimer kind of looks down at it.
Grimshaw.
Focuses, and he pulls out one knife, puts that back, pulls out a smaller, thinner knife, kind of pushes it in and twists, and to his surprise, up the door opens.
Yeah, door opens. Awesome. So you're able to push the door open, and you can hear they're only talking sporadically, but you can hear their voices kind of on the far side. Getting into this room, you're not going to make any rolls. You're perfectly silent. The only thing I want to make you roll for is if you want to move from here and get yourself into where the trap door is without being seen. That I'd call for a stealth check.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to do.
Okay. So yeah, let's see if. Well, let me check there. Where's my book?
Stealth.
Voiced mind book. I'm gonna see what their perception is. Holy shit! Yeah. Okay, so it's one of those things where, it's not even so much like that you're just keeping yourself hidden at all times. It's making that move, like the thing that reflects your incredible ability for moving around without being noticed is timing those moments. So you can hear, I think you hear a couple of footsteps tuk, 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 coming up towards the door. Both of them are looking, and as you see their heads beginning to turn, you just quickly scramble over and you're down the ladder. And Kairos, and this is like a Captain Kirk style, boots on the side, kind of, sliding down and then catching yourself at the last second. Kairos, you're down there trying to figure out, how the fuck am I gonna? And then you see this form come down, and it's only when he turns and you see just very faintly, there's the purple glow of his circuitry that flares just for a second, so that it's him.
He's like, "Speak of the devil," and he appears.
So,
two of them up there.
There's two of them back there.
They talked about you versus one of their daughters. What do they mean?
I'll be doing whispering. I think we can get away with whispering. He'll tell Vortimer that there's some sort of river beast that Garver Gavers is able to control, and it's probably what's causing the buzzing in your head. And they've been having to feed it people every couple of days. And apparently I was next. Although I don't truly blame them for it. I just can't abide it. Apparently this thing drove off the Bloodgars. I'm torn, but we should put a stop to it. Maybe we can convince Gavers to get rid of it. It's better to die fighting off the Bloodgars than participate in this kind of evil.
Let's go talk to Gavers.
Well, I feel better with you at my side taking on these two, and then Caius will spin his long spear around and then rap on the ceiling with it to get the two's attention above the ladder.
So I think as you guys say that, you remember I said that there was someone coming in?
Mm-hmm.
You recognize the voice.
Okay, so right before I start rapping?
Yeah, well, as you guys were talking, that third person had just come in. Someone left the room. That's what got Vortimer's attention. Someone came back. That's what distracted them to allow Vortimer to get down. It's Gaver's voice upstairs.
Okay. Well, then I'll pause and listen.
Well, are they? He says, where's Kyrus? They should be up by now. I don't know. Was he? Should we go down? And Gaver says, well, yeah. But this thing, I've called it. It's coming to eat. What do you want? Do you want it to eat one of us? We can't feed it that android. Do you remember the last one? It just chewed it up and spit it out. And it also, that one almost figured out what was going on. Well, come on. Let's go check.
Okay, I'm going to look at Vortimer and whisper, we should surprise them as they come down.
Okay. I'm guessing your dancing lights wink out?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in darkness. Where do you guys want to position yourself? You can picture this as sort of like, this is like a grid format hallway. I might be able to find something that fits this. Give me a second.
My grease spell would have worn off by now too, I suppose.
Yeah, it was about 2 minutes, right? So
I think at the next junction is where they'd have to walk by is where we'll pop out at them.
Okay. Come on, you. You know what? Here, let's do this one Theater of the Mind as well. Because I'm a pain in the butt setting this up.
I like Theater of the Mind, actually. It's pretty fun.
Cool. All right, done. Your birthday, you call. All right, so then...
hopefully the viewers are engaged as we are.
Nice, hopefully. Okay, so then, where do you guys... Tell me a little bit about where you position yourself then.
Seems like we could just have one of us on either side in like a small alcove or in the hallway, ready to jump out.
Okay. So you guys, and how far away from the ladder do you want to be? The nice thing is that this hallway is like there's almost nothing to trip over. These things are kept perfectly clean and whatnot. So Vortimer, you can sort of walk Kyrus down and position him where he needs to be. You can see perfectly down here.
Yeah, they're probably going to bring a lantern. So 20 to 30 feet away and around the corner.
Yep. Okay. So they lower a lantern down, and it's then the next person you see coming down is that man that Shara was talking to. He comes down. He's got a cudgel similar to what the other ones have. It's a piece of sky metal strapped to the end of a piece of wood. The next one down is what do you call it? Is Shara. And then finally Gavers comes down as well too. And Kyrus, what are you like hiding yourself completely behind?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till they get close enough that I can see.
Sure.
And then
So Vortimer, why don't you, if you're the one, if you're trying to keep an eye on what's happening, why don't you give me a stealth check?
Yeah.
This will be your ability. Because if you guys are only 20 or 30 feet away, ooh, you have 4 points of astonishing fortune.
Yeah, I'm gonna astonishing fortune that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is good narrative sense. Sounds better.
All right. So it's a little closer this time, but you see they get down, all three of them get down, and what you see on Gaver's belt is this strange kind of like, it's wrapped up in twine, but it's a piece of, I mean, you've seen Numerian technology before. You have no idea what this thing does, but it seems to be almost like if you had like a, made of tiny little bits of honeycomb, but made of a brilliant, shiny sky metal with blue lights flickering through it. And it's shaped in a cone kind of thing. And as it kind of gets closer and you see it, would you mind giving me a will save, please?
Will save. Not that good, but
Okay.
let's try it.
Oh,
Nat
very
20.
good.
Beautiful. So what it is just that as this thing gets close and you see it, there's like a sudden onset of a fucking mind-blowing migraine that just kind of, and it's not going to give you any penalties because it comes and goes, but I was making you to make a will save to see if you made any noise. And you are made of much sterner stuff than that, so what do you do to sort of suppress the pain response?
I kind of, and then I think forward to a second, and I've got a plan.
Yep.
So
So
when
they're-
we're gonna jump out, and I need to stay quiet for when we jump out.
Okay, so they're gonna they are going to be moving towards you guys. It'll be they're moving 2 by 2, so it'll be Gavers and the man, and then Shara behind. What happens as you guys spring your trap here, Vortimer? They don't seem to see you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pop out, and I'm going to use my nanite surge
Yeah.
to get a +5 on my intimidation, because I'm gonna shout, "Gavers, what have you done?"
I
Nice.
was actually thinking about the same thing and to try to intimidate.
Okay.
Vortimer going from, right, he has 2 modes. He has calm and way too intense, and this is Vortimer in way too intense mode.
Nice.
Doing the same thing. He's basically intoning, "What have you done, Gavers," with him.
Okay, so you guys spare a look and you see both come out. Let's do this. Let's have who's got the better intimidate bonus with the nanite surge in.
I'm
Well,
gonna have 8.
Yeah, his is better.
So Kairos, why don't you make your roll, and then if you against I think 8 another is what, a 20 in this game?
It's a 10 actually.
10, awesome. So go ahead and make your 8 another check. Beautiful. You get +2, so you have total +10, I guess, to your check then.
All right, intimidate with the 7 modifier. I'm gonna re-roll that because that's
Yep.
terrible.
Yes.
Okay, astonishing fortunate.
Yeah. Narrative for the win. Oh, well,
18. Nice. So you come out and the that is more is it 10 plus will?
For demoralizing,
Yep.
it's 10 plus base attack bonus plus wisdom modifier.
Okay. That is still, I mean, for these guys, it's going to be way more than enough to scare the bejesus out of them. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is that you come out, and what do you want to have happen to these guys as they sort of?
I want them to basically drop their weapons and maybe even the lantern too, since I'm the only one who can see in the dark.
Yeah. Give me a percentile roll. It's got 50%, so 1 to 50, it goes out. Otherwise, it stays on. Yep. Oh, it drops it.
Yep.
It shatters.
And
So
then they can feel I've got the man, I've got my fist kind of grabbing the front of his clothes, and then I've got my sword out, and Gavers can feel kind of pinprick in his neck in the dark.
So,
Yeah.
and I mean, this is sort of like, in keeping with our 80s theme here too. This is some awesome 80s, neon, tech horror thing, because you just flare up, drops it, shatters, and then it just fades down into darkness and the last thing he sees is you come up and grab him, and just in pitch blackness, what do you say to him?
You're gonna make what's wrong right, Gavers.
We had to. You have to understand. They would have killed us all.
You're lucky I don't kill you right now.
You can't take it away. They'll kill us all. All of us will die.
Give me a sense motive,
Do you want
Kairos.
to do any talking?
Yeah, I was actually very impressed of the Vortimer's faking righteous indignation.
Okay. So you don't notice this. Well, what do you do next, Vortimer?
I'm gonna I'm gonna pull Gavers kind of back into the alcove a little bit away from the others, essentially, so that they can hear that something's happening, but that they far enough away that even if they kind of like swing out with their fists or something, they're not gonna accidentally connect.
No, you've scared the shit out of them right now, and plunging into darkness. I think once they recover, they may probably run for the only source of light, which is the ladder leading out. But you pull Gavers in with that glowing thing next to him.
Yep. And then I'm gonna reach down and try to rip the device off him.
Okay, give me another what do you call it? Another
will save.
Yes, please.
All right.
Okay, good save, man. Your will is awesome.
My will's only a +2. I just rolled really well.
Holy shit! So this thing, as you touch this thing, there's a flare of, and something touches your mind. And there's this weird, like, digitized kind of sound that's fading through that buzzing that you've been hearing. It sort of clears up a little bit, so it sounds like the sound we hear when there's like computers or tech or whatever else, that like the computerized, weird, digitized thing, and it says, "You, who are you?"
So I'm guessing I kind of like wrench it away, but drop it as I touched it.
Yep, you hit the ground. Something has touched your mind, and Gavers says, "No, it's gonna bring it now. That's the deal. I can't speak to it without that." And actually, give me a or a D20 roll, John. Why don't you're not in this, or you're not really interacting with the scene, so give me a D20 roll. Let's make a save for the item. Okay, not broken. So there's that.
Okay, I want to break it. I want to stomp on it as best as I can.
Here, let's awesome. So stomp on it. Let me see here. Would you give me, John, a percentile roll, please?
Absolutely. I am liking this Vortimer's action.
Yeah. Ooh. So you hit it, you stomp on the thing, and then basically what you see is the lights all around that weird cone, honeycomb shape begin pulsing out even louder. You step on it a second time, and then kind of, and there's a flash of blue light in here, and then it goes silent. The buzzing in your mind is finally gone, but you hear from somewhere deep off in the catacombs here some strange digitized reptilian roar.
Well, that's
all right, so I'm gonna say to Gavers now, if you've summoned it, it's coming.
It's gonna come. It's gonna kill all of us. You broke the deal. You broke the deal.
Chance to save your people. Go and get them all out of town.
This thing's coming towards you guys.
Yep.
Caius interjects. He's like, "This is what you should have done in the first place. Run." And he'll pivot and point his spear towards the hallway.
You're still in darkness, though.
Well, the thing was glowing, right?
It was glowing. It pulsed out, but then he destroyed it, so it's gone.
I'll do a bit of dancing lights.
Sure, yeah. So you gesture, and these lights come up, and I'm guessing it's lighting the way for him to get the hell out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He sort of looks at you guys, and he hears the sound of this thing. Boom! You can hear something banging through the hallways. Bam! 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 So it runs and goes, or he runs and gets up to the main floor, leaving you guys. You step out of the room, Vortimer, and you guys can hear this thing smashing off. It's got to be about 200 feet, 300 feet away right now, but it's definitely getting closer. And every couple of seconds, it cries out again, too. And as it does, and as it's getting closer, you can hear a little bit more of that buzzing coming back into your mind, Vortimer. What are you guys doing?
Really don't know if we can take something like this, but I'll be damned if I run from it.
Vortimer's gonna sheath his sword, pull out his bow, and stack up behind Kyrus to do there, right? Because I'm sure they've got the practice formation. Kyrus in the front, kind of kneeling down with his spear, and Vortimer overhead.
Yeah, he's setting it against a charge because he knows it's coming.
Yep.
It's definitely coming. Probably 100 feet away right now. What are you guys?
Oh, point, John. How far do your lights reach?
They can go out 100 feet, so I can just shoot them forward if I need to.
Okay. So you get how much space do you want to have lit up here?
Well, we only need his bow. Actually, I can move them back after he fires, but I'll shoot them back to their limit and then pull them back as needed.
Okay. So what you let's see here.
It feels good to.
That'll work. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you hear from somewhere far down this hallway, which goes a lot longer than what you'd expect. You suddenly see outside of the lights, you can hear it coming first. And it's stopped like that weird roar that it's doing. And now you just hear this trilling. And if you imagine if you like pumped through a synthesizer the sound of like a low growling like Komodo dragon, kind of wow, with this reverb that just echoes down the hallway. It then, you see, there's this flashing of pulsing lights that at first you're thinking like, what is it you're looking at? And you realize there's this long, sinewy, reptilian form that seems to have no eyes on it. Strange formed wings. And there's pulsing lights that are just running along the length of its body. Its mouth opens up and you can see all the teeth inside seem to be made of almost like crystalline structures with lights coming from within. And you can see, Vortimer, with your keen eyes too, there's strange, bizarre circuitry working its way through this thing's skin. Guys, let's roll some initiative.
Yep.
And player wants to run, character does not.
This is not the what it looks like. I was going to put something down so that we have a something to track. Awesome. And let me give an initiative track to this thing. Add a turn. Okay. And let's do this. Yes. There we go. All right, guys. So, gotta show this. See, bottom overlapping. There we go. And this is acting on a 15. All right. Kyrus for a change. There you go. Kyrus, you are up first. This thing's about 100 feet away right now. And the weird glow of its body is illuminating this thing. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to activate my Inspired Rage as a move action, and he's going to plant his spear and waiting for that charge.
Okay. Nice. Then it is this thing's turn. And starts almost half flying, half surging down this. It moves like a pulsing bit of circuitry, like when your nanite surge flares up, Vortimer. And it seems to. There's a light now that goes from the bottom of its gut, and there's this pulse that shoots its way down the hallway.
Be good.
And how far apart are you guys, do you think? The hallways, picture the hallways are about 10 feet apart? Or 10 feet wide?
I'd expect an archer to be at least 10 to 15 feet behind me.
Yeah, I'm probably like
Okay, so it hits Kairos then if
little
he's
bit
in there.
away.
Kairos, I need a reflex save from you, please.
Is it sound based?
No.
Oh, dang, because I get a bonus against those.
Sorry.
It is my first save. I will choose a point of astonishing fortune for that one.
You want to? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll have one left, but
Let's see how it goes.
your sound base, I get a +4.
Mm. Oh, even worse.
He says no crit failures.
All right. So this thing hits, and it is a strange mix of what do you call it? Of some kind of like viscous fluid of some kind, but also like weird, like strange sky metal or plasticky goo. It hits around you, and a surge of electricity passes through your body. You take 5 points of lightning damage or electrical damage. Can't remember what it is in this edition, and you are entangled.
That's fine.
But the thing is, it's still pulsing. Gonna charge again next round. So this thing was able to move. Let's see here. It is 40 feet away from you, Kairos, right now. Vortimer, what are you doing?
All right, studying target and taking a shot.
Okay. Go ahead. Oh, so close. Is there any bonus to hit your studied target?
Yeah, it's a 15 to hit.
Oh, 15 to hit.
Target.
Then that is good enough. Go ahead and... Oh, sorry, damage is
6
5.
points of damage.
I'm so used to having to make you guys roll damage separately. Jeez. Love doing all at once. So, yeah. So it hits into this thing. And as it hits, there's a pulse of electricity that kind of goes along its body. And then you hear it, now that it's in closer, you can hear its, the pulsing of its heart. You're guessing it's its heart. Sounds like some strange engine running. Next up will be Kairos. What are you doing?
I'm looking at this goop on me. I know I need to get out of it, right?
Okay, hold on. You are... So, on your turn, so I think it's the start of your turn, you take another... This pulses through you. You take another 2 points of electricity damage. Or lightning damage, or whatever it is in this edition.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to keep hitting you. This shit seems to be maintaining a charge of some kind.
Okay. I'm entangled means I can still move though, right? Pretty sure. Yeah.
Entangled?
Free is a move action. Okay.
No movement if bonds are anchored. These are anchored. Otherwise, move at half speed.
Okay.
-2 to all attack rolls, -4 to dex. Anyways,
I'm going to try.
and you got to get... Sorry, concentration check to cast spells.
Yeah. I'm going to spend a move action to try and break free.
Okay, please do. Go ahead. So you can do an escape artist, or you can do... I can't remember the other ones to break free.
Strength check.
Strength, yeah, okay.
Considering my strength is higher, +1 to that.
Yes, you break free of it. And there's a little bit of like a shower of sparks behind you as you pull yourself out.
Okay, then, is it still charging?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to 5-foot step back away from it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hit myself with a cure spell.
Okay.
So it's a free action to pop this out of the swift action and heal 7.
Okay.
I'm actually out of first level spells.
Nice.
But otherwise, he's got his spear waiting.
Okay.
I doubt it's not set against the charge, so.
Great. So this thing, you can see that whatever charge was built up in like the dynamo that was in its chest is not quite there yet. So we'll count that down. This is where if I was we're playing in person, I'd be counting it down on a dice in front of you. So well, here I can actually show you then too. So my initial roll. It's charging up again. Then it whips its wings again, goes in. You're gonna have an attack of opportunity, I think.
If it closes completely into me, I would, yes.
It's moving. Does it have reach? Does it have reach? Does it have reach? It does not. So it's got to come all the way into you.
Okay. Is it a robot?
Ooh, but it's got a power. Hold on.
Ooh.
One sec here. I gotta quickly read what this does.
Powers are fun.
Yeah, they are. It's called Evaporate Kairos. It's weird.
It's not
Strange that they would have your name in the book. I don't know why they got it that way. Oh, shit, fuck. Whew. That ain't good. All right, so you get to make your attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Now, hold on. Does it trigger an attack of opportunity when it's moving directly towards you?
It does if it leaves with a square I threaten. So if it's at the 10-foot mark and is not 5 foot stepping in, it would trigger.
So this is just a rules question, because I thought that when you're moving directly towards it doesn't, because I mean otherwise every reach creature you move in, even if you're just moving to attack them, they automatically get attacks of opportunity on you.
Unless you're 5 foot stepping. Yeah.
Okay. No,
or
that sounds cool.
again, yeah.
Yep. It can make an acrobatics to avoid it. That's right. Let's do that.
Yeah, but it has to move at half speed to do that.
It can't do that because it really wants to get in and bite you with those weird teeth. So go ahead and make your attack of opportunity.
Last question: is it a robot?
It is not.
Okay.
That is a hit, though. Nice. So you're saving your big hits for the end. Watch this. Ready?
Yep.
Boom!
I'm about to get mauled though. So.
So this thing, yeah, because I got bad news. This thing has the pounce ability.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, yes, it does.
Two, my friend.
So Arlen, this allows you to break the action economy. It leaps in and can make a full attack. Okay, so I got one bite on you. Oh, that is a 20 versus your AC.
Yeah, that hits.
That hits.
So glad I healed myself last turn.
Okay, yeah, no kidding. I just tossed away the dice. Here we go, guys. It is 6 points of damage.
Oh.
And then it will try and whack you with its tail as well, too. That is only a 13. I'm guessing that's a miss.
Oh, one thing I forgot. I am doing that Inspired Reach. That was 11 piercing damage it took.
11 piercing damage. Okay. Okay. So, one thing I would say is with Pathfinder, if I ran it, if your turn passes and you forgot a bonus, you don't get it. Otherwise, it's unmanageable because you're inevitably going to forget shit. I don't mean you, I mean everyone would forget shit.
Yeah, the only reason I bring it up is because my conditions aren't working, so it's not adding it normally.
Absolutely, and it's fine. Just like me thinking forward how I'd run it, because it drives me nuts with the like, oh, this should have done this. Oh, actually, I would have done this. Oh, actually, I would have done. It's like no. If you forgot about it in your turn, it didn't happen. So, then it is so. This thing has leaped on you, so Vortimer, you can see that it's on him. And as it bites and it pulls back, I guess Kairos yanks himself out of there too. There's, again, a shower of strange sparks behind it. And you can almost read what's going on in this thing. It's a language that's on the tip of your brain, and the buzzing in your head is back again. Vortimer, your turn. What are you doing?
So things in melee.
Yep.
It's
all right. Then
it is a 10-foot wide hallway, so there's room to get up there if you want to.
Yeah. So I'm gonna drop the bow, draw my long sword, and do my best to.
You can charge in and get a +2, but you'll take a -2 AC.
+2 to hit, or +2 to damage, or what?
+2 to hit.
Well, I already get +1 from my studied target, so I think I'm not going to charge.
Good
because
idea.
I don't want to lose the AC.
Okay.
Because I'm worried about getting hit by this thing. But I am going to run in and try to swing at it.
Please do.
If you accept my charge, well, that's not going to work.
So, nope.
How many
I think
points?
I'm going to use an Astonishing Fortune on that.
Got one left.
One left. Okay, here we go.
If it matters, if you accept my rage for this round, you get a +1 to damage.
I can't because it's a morale bonus.
Try
and I
your
can't do
android.
morale
Yeah.
bonuses.
Okay. Here it comes. Come on.
All right, long sword.
Nat 20. Oh, shit. All right, next up is Kairos. This thing is in your grill. What are you doing?
This is not good. Well, he's going to 5-foot step back to put it in range of my spear again.
Yep. Give me pouncing range. Come on.
Well, if he's in charge of me, he can't pounce. But, yeah, I have to attack him. That's pretty much all I can do at this point.
Okay. That is good enough. So you
10 piercing.
Nice. And once again, like as your spear skewers into this thing, it pulls back. This time, more of that like that weird like white, almost like you've seen this strange like little colored strands of stuff inside Numerian technology, and it comes out with a bunch of goo and ichor, and it stinks like living flesh, but it looks so different. Then it howls out again. Lightning plays across its jaws. Now, and you are 5 foot back, so I'll make space here. And
But I'm in on it.
that thing is, is charging up more. This thing turns towards you, and ooh, it's gonna bite. So its giant jaws come down on you. 23 to hit.
Yeah.
The good news is the healer is behind you, so.
That one is 8 points of damage. Okay. Then it will take a 5 foot step. So it's now engaged with both of you guys. And then Vortimer, it's your turn. What are you doing?
All right, I'm gonna keep swinging.
Now, if you want to take a 5 foot step, just because I'm thinking of how this looks in the thing, if you want to get a flanking bonus, you could just take a 5 foot step and get on the far side of this thing.
All right. And how does dual wielding work? And is it very complicated? Because if it's not,
do you have 2-weapon fighting?
no.
Okay, so you'll take a if your offhand is light, you get a -4 to hit with it. Main hand is a -2.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then I will draw my dagger with my offhand.
Yep.
And I've got my long sword swinging with my main hand, so it's -1 versus this roll because I get a +1 from the.
Well, hold on. Net of +1.
Oh.
Nat 20. Beautiful.
That's a confirmed nat 20 especially with the flanking bonus. So you just 15
Crit confirmed. So yeah, you position yourself behind Vortimer. Tell me how you kill this thing.
So I sort of duck around to the side, and I see its tail, and I slash at its tail so that it sort of rears back in pain, so that I can come over from the top and stab right like back here to get it at its brainstem.
Awesome. And
Nice.
it goes through, and there's a discharge of electricity that passes through your sword. Your nanite flare goes up, but it is actually a blue color instead of your typical color, and you hear in your head, like where that buzzing was, you hear the scream of some sentient thing dying. And then, as it falls down, the body, all the lights go out. And apart from the glow of Kyrus's dancing lights, there's no more light from this, and there's no more sound. So you guys stand there for a second, and you look up. Am I correct in thinking that slowly the emotion drops from Vortimer?
Well, I think it's kind of an eerie thing because Vortimer does. It's like the closest he's ever been to being really touched by an event like this.
Yeah.
And so Kyrus, I think it's probably really kind of off-putting. It's that sort of uncomfortable, like seeing your dad cry or something like that. That it's really uncomfortable to see that kind of emotion on a stoic person's face, and then it sort of fades back into normal. And Vortimer says, "I believe it's dead."
He growls out, "Damn good job, Vortimer.
Nice.
Damn good job."
So then, guys, we'll end with what's our final scene here? We can see, I mean, obviously you guys need to get to Torch. What have you guys done with the people of Rodel?
I think we can end with Kyrus pulling himself out of the trapdoor and leaning down and grabbing Vortimer's hand, and the other three are just watching him there. And Kyrus says, "You've got a lot of redeeming to do. Prepare yourself."
Okay. What are you guys... So are you guys leaving right away then? Or it's still early in the morning?
These people are threatened by the Bloodgar. They need to get defenses up, and then we leave for Torch.
Nice! Okay. So yeah,
they have to earn back every life that they gave to that thing.
awesome.
Saturday demands it.
Okay, so then, yeah, geez, then we'll end with you guys. You know, you can picture that it's we see the following morning. It's that you know, that scene we've seen in like Seven Samurai of, you know, you guys are training the militia and you're like correcting their grip on their spears and things like that. Pans way back, and what we see as it gets further back, and we see, you know, the full view of Rodel. The camera pans to the side, and we can see black boats approaching. And that is where we end our session. So, John, happy birthday!
Please, yes. Thank you for the great belated birthday present.
You're very welcome.
That
so
trip was perfectly timed at the very end at 10 o'clock my time, 10, 11 yours. That was amazing. It's like, universe was like, okay, game over.
I may have had a hand on the scale there. So, oh, jeez. Okay, cool. Well, then, here, I'm going to transition us back to that that same Martian cowboy tune we were listening to before. Awesome. So, that was a shit ton of fun. Thanks, guys, for the happy excuse of for those listening at home. Thank you so much for joining us for this special Iron Gods one shot. And the what I called the one shot, guys, was the River of Tears. So the as is always the case for those listening at home, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, again, realizing that if you are a big Pathfinder fan, I don't really care if I ran it correctly. I'm definitely more a rule of cool thing, so we don't need to hear if I got this thing wrong or that thing wrong. That's not really something we care about. But we do hope that you did enjoy the session. If you do have any other questions as well, you can feel free to contact me directly at Dungeon Musings on Twitter or by email at dungeonmusings@gmail.com. In addition, there is a link in the description of this video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server where you can find all of us, where we have our channels dedicated to every campaign we run on the channel. A channel dedicated to things like finding a group or setting up virtual tabletops or whatever. You know, there's tons of interesting information on there, including pictures of all of our pets. In addition, there is a link in the description of the video to something called Heroes Save Villages. That's the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. And from now, a time of recording, until September 1st, 2020, we are running our charity raffle. And for every $25 Canadian that you donate, you have one chance to win one of our very cool prizes, including a copy of Beadle and Grimm's Gold Edition Eberron Rising from the Last War box set. That's my copy up there, but it's a very, very cool product that was originally, I think, $300 at retail. Beadle and Grimm have sent us a copy, brand new copy, still in the packaging, and the grand prize winner will be walking away, or rather have it mailed to them. And if you don't win that, there's still tons of other cool prizes, including 2 copies of the Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea core rulebook. There's a copy of Keith and Mon's any award-winning The Monsters Know What They're Doing. There's a chainmail dice bag made by our resident armor smith. There's a Skittermander dice bag if you're more of a Paizo fan. There are tons of cool t-shirts and posters from the Redbubble shop for the Dungeon Musings Redbubble shop. Some cool OSR zines from one of our players as well too. Lots of great prizes. And the best thing is that all donations go towards or go directly to SOS Children's Villages International, a really amazing charity active in over 130 countries that benefits over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. All donations go directly to them. None of it goes to the channel. None of it goes to any other middlemen. So you get a chance to win some very cool gaming stuff, and you get a chance to help some kids who could really use some help. If you did enjoy this one shot as well too, please consider clicking on subscribe and the bell icon to be known when we go live for any of our other games. And if you enjoyed the session, clicking on like will help us with the whatever magic that happens behind the scenes on YouTube. So that would be much appreciated as well. Speaking of much appreciated, I want to give a big thank you to my 2 players from tonight. So John and Arlen, thank you so much for joining me for this impromptu return to your older characters. It was pretty it was pretty fucking cool, guys. I really love this setting. I love these characters.
I know it. It was. I thought you were going to run a game with just our Pathfinder versions of our Night Below characters, and I was that happy with that. But this was great.
Yeah, no, these are actual characters you guys made, so I thought it was... and Arlen, we appreciate you jumping in. Arlen only the last second let us know that he was available, so we appreciate you jumping in. It was... pretty sure I would have killed Kairos 2 times over if he didn't have the support of his android sidekick, so thank you very much for that. So, for those listening at home then, thank you so much for joining us for our Iron Gods one-shot. If you are listening to this during the current quarantine crisis, I do hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope that our escapades here have given you a couple of hours of time to take your mind off the troubles of the world and think of the troubles of the people of Numeria and our 2 heroes. And until we see you again, happy gaming.
Until next time.